Hello.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
I
Welcome.
like how you had to say hello again. It's like, oh yes, he said hello. Now me, hello.
I slept 1 hour last night, and it was actually at 10 a.m. this morning.
Well, what the hell, man? Jeez.
Then
Our podcasts are longer than that.
Yeah, and then I got
could've.
Right, exactly, and then I got blood drawn this morning. 3 whole tubes of my blood.
Your cat's being mad annoying right now.
Yeah, no, I know he is.
I think he's in a mood. Get him out of here. He hasn't had
there he
Chipotle
goes.
in like 3 weeks. That's me.
Yeah, he's heading.
I'm in a mood.
He's heading into the thing. Oh yeah, you're the one in the mood.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course I have to because fucking Mario Kart 8 is ruining my life.
Right. The A tier game.
Two times in a row. Yeah, fuck Mario Kart 8. That's going in D tier. I'm retconning what we talked about last week.
Check out our last week's episode.
We're still kind of in that mode. At least I am. I'm in the mode of rambling. So that's pretty much what this podcast is going to be like.
Perfect. We didn't even attempt an intro. This is the Shedheads.
This is my attempt at an intro. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. It's the Shedheads
This is some good shit.
podcast, now on Spotify. Hi.
TM. No, I'm Spotify TM.
And Podbean. And
Podbean?
yeah, that's the distribution company.
Oh.
That's what I use.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah, apparently people have found us and downloaded stuff on there. I don't know if people actually listen, but that's pretty cool. Hi.
Hi again.
It's the Dark Souls of podcasts. It's the hardest one to listen to, especially.
Apparently, it's not that hard. I think it's been getting better.
Oh, you know some people have listened and had some good reviews?
No, I don't know, but
we have 9 whole subscribers.
The fact we had Chandler and Mo on here before is like, oh, they're into it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and fucking
we're into it.
Chandler's audio last week was a fun thing.
Yeah, we have still apologies for that, but here we are.
I did not go through and subtitle everything he said like I did when your mic went out for Lord of the Rings, because yours went out for like a minute and his went out for like 40 minutes, or an hour.
I thought you were gonna say because he was just saying some dumb shit. So
no. But I'm
joking.
I did turn him up as far as I could. Like every time he spoke, so I did spend a good like hour just going through and clipping all the like whatever was caught on our mics from the room. And it's probably still sounds awful and I did all that work for nothing, but just so you know, guys, I tried. I love you.
Some back of the curtain stuff backstage. Yeah. What the fuck are we talking about today?
We're here today to talk to you about an album.
This is some next level brain circuitry happening.
A music record and a Ps4 game. But yes, that'll be later.
It's in the title. It's Toxicity and Marvel Spider-Man.
Yes.
Marvel Insomniac Spider-Man, whatever fucking stupid name it is.
Absolutely. Spider-Man PS4 played on a PS5. But
what everyone calls it, but the title is actually stupid. Anyways.
Right. Yeah. So let's I guess jump into mine then. Toxicity, System of a Down's second album, the seminal Toxicity. 2001.
And it came out on my birthday.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yippee
I believe.
Me.
Yeah, it was 2001, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, you're correct.
Okay. It's a good album.
It's a good album. All right. On a Spider-Man PS4.
No. I don't know. What did you think of this? This is a weird one for me to give.
Yeah, I was really... I didn't like fully hit me until like a day later. I was like, wait, why the fuck did he give me Toxicity?
And then
you just gave it to me and then just said nothing after that. I was like, wait.
It hit me too, that why did I give Toxicity? And it's just because I grew up on it. And I figured that you would get something out of it because I know you dig, the singles from it, like most people do. And
as most people do, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just kind of become a modern classic of kind of new metal, psychedelic metal. I don't know what the fuck.
Is it psychedelic metal?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know if I can give it that label. It's
abstract in a way, especially lyrically, but I doubt we're going to talk too much about the weird lyrics.
I don't know.
Unless you caught some.
We'll see.
Okay.
There's some neat little quirks about this album.
Yeah, okay.
This album's quirky, guys.
It is quirky.
That's been my my adjective lately. for like everything.
Oh, you're so quirky.
Yeah, no, mostly because of Smash and Mario Kart. You know, my life at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get hit by a red shell. I'm like, what a quirky mechanic. How quirky.
It is. It is absolutely. I agree with that. What did you think of the album?
It's pretty quirky.
Right.
The look on your face was like, God damn it! All right. I really like this album, but like that's kind of the extent I'll have on this.
Oh,
like I don't know. I don't know how much I can really talk about it. Sadly.
Oh, you don't know if it has like a certain staying power to you?
No, it has staying power.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like I don't know. It's like yeah, it's good.
You
I like pretty much every track. That's enough said.
Oh, so you didn't? Neither of us really took notes. This is a bad one today.
This will be salvageable. It's just discussion.
Yeah, if you think you've got something to say, but usually the last few albums we've been talking about, you had.
Well, I've been
prepared.
prepared.
The strings enter, and then the voice comes through with a beautiful.
Make me sound like an old man with a cigar in his mouth.
Just like I don't know, like some kind of well thought out. Articulated description of like what happens throughout the song and how it makes you react, but we don't have that today.
I appreciate that you called it articulate. It's literally like a first draft, just like me typing out, what I think are the strengths and weaknesses of it.
Yeah, well, compared to what we're used to on here, it was quite the structure. The last couple times we talked about music.
Hey, but my structure can't be a crutch, so we can talk about it. It's no problem.
Okay. Well, I don't know then. I guess we could just try to do a little track by track.
System of a Down, first of all. You hardly ever talk about them.
No, but they were a big figure in my childhood again. Like I discovered them alongside Green Day and Blink-182, so that's funny. But
which
I guess
is like the same era.
Yeah, and Slipknot. But like Slipknot, I wasn't able to get into all of it. I liked the hits and stuff, but System of a Down, I went through the full catalog. I know all their albums.
Mm-hmm. Don't they only have like
5?
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one's the second one. Apparently, the album after this was like kind of comprised of songs that didn't make the cut for this. I'm just talking about Steal This album, which is a great album in its own right, and I was really surprised they wrote that many songs that were that great back then.
Right.
Prolific dudes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, did you?
Oh no, I just had the album up, just listening.
Well, okay, let's get into the track by track. First song.
Okay, already.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I mean, okay, so when I had to listen to this, I don't know. I've been listening to a whole bunch of different stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing even like Green Day or like, super rhythmic or driving. So this is quite a difference for me.
Right.
This is quite a stark change. So literally just, my first reaction was, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Right?
In a good way, though. It's like a System of a Down.
Yeah, no,
everyone, not a whole lot of people talk about them. Like, you don't hear so much about them.
They're kind of legendary.
Every time,
though.
You hear every time they're brought up, it's like overall, they're really good.
They're legends at this point. Yeah, then they won't make new music, except they did this year. They made 2 new songs.
And that's probably why,
cool.
People they haven't been mentioned as much.
Right, but they're always kind of looked at fondly. I agree.
And everybody knows Chop Suey, but
and
this is one of the bands where their one super huge hit.
Yeah,
isn't all that they're known for.
There's Chop Suey, but there's also Toxicity, of course, and BYOB, and Lonely Day. I don't know. Yeah, they've got a fair shake of their hits. I imagine you're over there with one bean in your ear.
Well, one bean? Yes, I do have a bean. You saw me put it in.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Listening to it.
I'm not listening to it right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I thought
it'd be hard to talk and do that.
I thought maybe we were stalling while you were getting a taste of oh yeah, this one.
No, see, you can't tell if it's stalling or tangents. It's a tangent.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're trying to build a prison.
I love the song.
For you and me to live in. I'm gonna crack my smack my bitch right here in Hollywood.
Yeah, I love the way he sings there. Just I don't know. He's a very interesting singer to listen to.
Darren
just has like good voice. Yeah.
Serge is the guy who does all the main vocals. This is where Darren kind of started doing his singing, because like before this, he was mostly just known for being the guy who went sugar. But yeah, and as you go on their last like Mesmerize, Hypnotize, they were almost. They were like Blink-182 as far as sharing the vocal duty. But on this one, it's more Serge led, and Darren comes in with his weirdness.
Oh yeah, no, I meant Serge, but yeah, Darren, he's funny.
Yeah, right.
He a funny boy. This is a good opening track with how the opening like punchy ass distorted guitars are spaced out.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a build.
It does feel so dumb to talk about this without talking about like what it's about, because it's such a lyric song.
Yeah,
it's such a kind of political.
And System of a Down. It's like a pretty political band anyway.
Yeah, it's a look at the prison system in the U.S. and how fucked up.
It's like there's a lyric. What, it's been doubled since 1985.
1985. They're trying to build a prison. Yeah, and it's like. Still wildly relevant today, this song. But
we're like number one in how many people we have incarcerated. Ironic.
The most non-free people in the freest country, or whatever, as they say. You want to have something to say?
To my knowledge, that's still accurate.
Yeah, for just a second.
What's up? Oh, okay. He's gonna be doing that, so I'm gonna vamp.
Don't tell them what I'm doing.
Okay, I don't know what he's doing. He just went off somewhere. Anyways, first of all, I'm gonna say this whole album, by the way, great to listen to playing Mario Kart.
Oh,
good shit.
I'm back. I wouldn't have.
It really gets me amped.
I wouldn't have thought of the matchup. Did you try that today?
Yep. I definitely thought I was gonna go with Smash too, but I didn't try that.
Ooh, I could see it. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I don't know, maybe. It might get distracting, but like Mario Kart 8 is like continually fast. Like this album, pretty much.
Smash is a form of prison. I can see it.
Yeah, you're right.
So I guess you don't have your detailed notes, and I took no notes. So
no, but I'm giving you stuff like from what I can recall. That's what I would write down.
You dig it. Then we can go into track 2. I guess I will bring up some funny lyrics as we go, because this one's chock full of them.
First of all, the transition's like pretty sick.
It's
not like a strict transition, but like it sounds like it's like picking right up where the other song left off. Right,
I think it's just like a and then like that weird little thing he does with the guitar. It sounds crazy. Sounds like Needles. That is the song we're talking about.
Because of high prick notes.
Yeah. And then into the chug. Into the chugging. I cannot disguise all the stomach pains. Yeah, I love the little staccato.
You literally came in with that like as the verse like started. Yeah.
Oh really? It's like back and forth between this like like staccato type thing, and then not staccato. And I love how there's do you know what the lyrics are?
It's holiday something.
No. Pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey. Pull the tapeworm out of your ass. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I don't actually, again, because I grew up with this one, it's like American Idiot. Like I never thought of the songs to have like meaning. Of course, like they probably do. American Idiot, they definitely do. Sometimes System of a Down is known to just be weird, but
yeah.
But I don't know.
I accept that immediately,
and I don't know which ones have like a deeper meaning, which ones don't, because I've never bothered to go into it. I could see this one maybe being a metaphor for like, just people, being controlled by the government or some shit. Because they did that before on their first album with Spiders, with V-chips and shit. And this one's screaming about a tapeworm and people.
That's funny.
My tapeworm tells me what to do. Yeah. So like, I don't know. Or it's just about like people are fat. I don't know.
It's just about people are fat.
I don't know what they're trying to say.
Maybe it's talking about.
I should have prepared for this.
Yeah, you really should have.
Yeah.
Arguably, I should have too. It's been a busy week for both of us.
2 weeks. Yeah. It's been crazy.
Yes. What the fuck was I gonna say?
We're enjoying the music.
Oh, maybe it's about like how much Americans eat.
Yeah.
Like they eat as if they got a tapeworm in them.
That's what I was saying, but I just said it dumber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. I just said it in like 2 seconds.
Right. And then I don't know, when Darren comes in at the end, it's like weird lyrics. Sitting in my room with a needle in my hand, waiting for the tomb of some old dying man.
I like that part.
Yeah, that part's pretty sick. The guitar's
definitely has a preference. I like more melodic sounds. So like all the times when they get melodic is where I'm like, fuck yeah.
I dig that too.
Because I'm not really big on the verses or the chugging in this.
Yeah.
In this part, that's definitely
I like
just
the chorus.
Here's the thing. This is why like also it would be kind of like silly if I wrote all the notes that I do because I don't really listen to a whole lot of metal.
Neither do
I. Yeah. And if I do, I have like my preferences for like other things. Like I usually go further, but System of a Down, definitely good stuff here. Like that's they're one of them, but like not really my go-to,
Right. No, I can agree with you. I prefer when they get melodic as well, which is why there are a couple songs here that don't stick out to me as much as others, but we'll get to those.
So like is at certain points it'd be like, oh, chugging.
Yeah.
But here's some butt chugging.
Butt chugging.
Pretty fun though. Good rhythm, good drums.
I dig it. I like
it. Definitely gets me like bob my head.
I dig the chorus a lot.
Would mosh to this.
The pull the tapeworm part.
I love that part too.
And
it's very like kind of like a almost Russian, Roman type of melody. Like even without the hey, like the structure based on like
right,
like minor scales. All that
is like a chant, some kind of anthem. So it's so funny that they're saying that. But
yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's weird towards the end. I think maybe in the second or third, if there is a third verse, when it's like when you will come out and you whisper up to me, like and you have Darren like echoing him. It sounds so like kind of weird and funny. I don't know. When you will come out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's got like such that particular kind of whiny voice, which makes their voices blend so perfectly.
That's why he's really like entertaining to listen to, like in the first track.
Right, exactly. But I just wanted to mention that. Dig the song. Track 3, Deer Dance. I mean, this one's kind of the same case.
Okay, so I don't know any of them really by name, but I know what they sound like.
Well, this one, I find
this one chugs too.
It does, and then I find the melody to be particularly catchy for like the chorus in this one. This one's to change, I guess, my train of thought right there. This one is another clearly kind of political one, anti brutality.
Yeah.
Was it? They like to push the weak around. Pushing little children with their fully automatics.
Yeah.
They like to push the weak around. Yeah. Yeah.
Pushing little children with their fully automatics.
Right. Okay. So I'm talking about the pre-chorus that like be on the Staples Center. You can see America. I love that part so much. Yeah, I dig this track a lot. How about you?
Oh, me too. It's really fun to listen to. With there's a whole bunch of different melodies going on. The guitars,
guitar.
Yeah. No, the guitars are also like doing this like melodic scale type of thing. There's like do 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 do.
Oh right,
and like it also like kind of mirrors what the vocal melody is too.
Right.
This one's definitely a more interesting lyric. Listen to me.
Right.
Lyrically, melodically, all that jazz.
Lyrically, yeah.
This ain't jazz though; it's metal.
Batons, rubber bullet kisses. Yeah, batons, courtesy, service with a smile. Like it's just I wish I wish I had prepared like lyrically for this album, because I guess since I didn't revisit it, I was just like, yeah, I know that album. I love that album. I wasn't thinking the significance of a lot of what this album has to say.
I definitely also heard like a lot of brand new, like kind of stuff that reminded me of. Mostly in the first track though, the bass tone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have like a pretty interesting, like bouncy kind of bass for metal music. Like,
and there also is some other Nirvana stuff later down the line too.
Cool. Then
that I just like picked up on, or like, oh, this is cool.
You have to cue me into that. Track 4, I think, is Jet Pilot.
Yes. Feel like you're knowing it. You grew up on it.
Yeah, one of the ones that doesn't stand out to me as much, this one, but I do.
One of the more yelly ones.
I do dig it. Why were the eyes of a horse? Yeah.
Well, I love the
I
love the guitar chugging with the groove that the drums are laying down. It keeps it real tight.
Right.
And definitely gives the vocal rhythm extra something. I don't know.
Yeah, you get Serge doing some like kind of funny voices.
Like he's playing off of like what they're doing, like as a syncopation.
Right. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do love when this one gets melodic too.
You know what? Here's what I want to. I just realized if we ever like actually have like a dedicated fan base, one day they're gonna string together all the parts where we just sing the parts of the album together.
Oh god, there are some old ones that are bad, like
where we're just doing that the whole time.
Yeah, like oh man, I remember when we did the Green Day Madness and we were just like listening to the songs while we were doing it because we didn't know some of the older albums enough.
Yeah.
And then we were just like, oh, this one, yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's fun to listen to. Anyway,
short song though, the Jet Pilot. It's like 2 minutes. Most of them are, I suppose.
Good stuff. I can't claim to know what this one's about. Wired were the eyes of a horse on a jet pilot when that smiled as it flew over the bay. So it sounds like there's a horse. It's from the perspective of a horse, and it's probably about like maybe deforestation or getting rid of animal habitat. I don't know. I know they're big on environmental preservation. And
I just thought, haha, funny horse.
True. Okay. I don't. Right. Well, because they do it in a weird kind of funny way. My horse is a jackal. I don't know what the fuck he says.
Yeah. I love how he rolls the R sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, to avoid further sounding like a dumbass, we're going to talk about track 5. X.
I
always forget this one's on here. This is maybe my least favorite on the album, just because I must have always skipped this as a kid or something. Which is a terrible argument for it, but I kind of forget it's there.
We don't need to multiply.
Yeah, we don't need to multiply. It's kind of one of the more. That's kind of the song right there,
Yeah. The rest of the verses are just kind of like the drums are going ape shit. The just yelling.
This sounds like something that would be on their first album.
That's the part where I have no way of like actually taking a look and judging that part.
I don't even know what
I don't know what works really well for metal. I don't
know what he's saying in this song or anything. So I'm cool to already move on. I know the rest of this album, but this one, like I said, I think I just skipped mostly. This one and Jet Pilot I skipped when I was younger.
Right.
And now I appreciate Jet Pilot more. X is, maybe someday.
It's fun to get to the chorus, Yeah. It's fun when you're there, but afterwards it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then the song's over anyway. It's like only 2 minutes.
Right. So track 6, Chop Suey.
And then you get Chop Suey.
Well,
so
there's not I'll just let you talk, because I was like, we can't say much about Chop Suey.
Yeah, it's Chop Suey. It's the best song on this album.
I don't know if I would agree.
One of.
Yeah, okay. So my thing with Chop Suey is obviously like the verses are very known for like the kind of like it's almost like a gimmick. It's like
It's
that
been
song.
memed though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but
right.
Lots
What
of songs
really
happen, though.
what really happens with this song, what really like makes it that special to me is when it gets to the bridge and into the outro.
Yes.
That's just like the most fucking eargasm beautiful shit I've ever heard. Like I fucking unironically like the rest of it's kind of a meme, but the song is beautiful once it hits that like father part.
I definitely love that part.
Yeah.
The parts where it's more melodic. Yeah.
Mhm.
You can just agree
Father
there.
into your hands, and then like,
But like it
trust
transitions between both of like
Uh-huh.
you know
with all
the
the
rhythm, the syncopated like jittery almost rhythm
Mm-hmm.
into the more legato, smoother.
I do think,
melody.
yeah, I do think it's great. I never seek this one out because like it's just like, yeah, I heard that song a million times when I was younger. So I often think I don't need to hear
I
that
don't
right
seek
now.
it
and
out
then-
because like
yeah.
I've heard it so much.
yeah, exactly. And I always forget how beautiful the end of the song
But
is.
every time I do hear it, I'm like I never turn it down.
Banging.
You know, it's like oh hell yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Good side note. I told you before the podcast that this album synced up pretty well to Mario Kart.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
And this is one of them.
Weird. Okay.
So like as it was, yeah, I put this on, started a cup, and it was in that little. It just started, but I was finishing the last lap. So it started with the whole guitar thing, do 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 do,
Right.
and as soon as I crossed the finish line, the drums kicked in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the
no, everything came in, like the beat dropped.
do 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 do.
Yep, as soon as
That's epic.
it hit, and it was finished too. It was a first place finish right there.
That's epic.
And the next chorus lined up with the outro.
Lined up.
And it was on the very last. It was like it was on the second lap,
Now what is the
near
chorus?
the close to the finish line, and I got fucking passed up. So, and this was the last course of the cup too. So I was like really, oh shit,
okay.
I was feeling it. So
Right.
just listening to that song in that situation really boosted like the emotional like feeling of the game, just of the experience.
Fuck yeah.
I lost though. I got second.
Oh, really?
So that broke my heart.
I thought
But the song was fitting. It was good.
I thought you said chorus, but I realized you said course. I was like, what is
Course.
the chorus of this?
Because
like,
the chorus.
The chorus is the trust in my
What is the chorus of Chop
self-righteous
Suey?
suicide. So like that like that's the verses,
Yes.
obviously. But I felt like I had to cover that because I thought you referred to that as the chorus for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the times it synced was both from Chop Suey.
Oh,
that's
okay.
all. I think that's all it was.
Okay.
It was a
So
good shit, though.
you're already familiar with it.
Oh yeah, of
Okay,
course.
yeah.
That yeah.
You meant
But
to
yeah.
do it. No, I'm just kidding. Track 7, Bounce.
Bounce. I love this
Dub!
song.
Pogo,
Pogo, pogo, pogo, pogo, pogo, pogo, pogo.
This one's about fucking. There's not a lot to it.
I thought the song was bouncing on a pogo stick.
It's pretty great. I brought my pogo stick just to show her a trick. She had so many friends. This one's so goofy.
I love it.
Yeah, right?
I love the
It
song.
was so exotic. I love the fucking voices he does every now and then.
This is genuinely one of my favorite songs on the album.
Me too. It's funny because it is one of those chuggers, but like it's
Pogo, 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 pogo.
pogo, bounce. Oh, bounce up, down. Yeah, yeah, what can we say? It's about a pogo stick orgy.
I'm
And-
skipping around the song, and every time I get to a new
Pogo,
spot,
pogo,
it's still pogo, pogo, pogo.
Pogo, pogo, pogo. It's a shorter one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's 2 minutes,
Right.
which is like the standard of this album.
Right. I just realized, yeah, I'm not even putting these ones in categories. You can probably just assume I love most of this album.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. So you can infer that based on our attitudes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Forest.
Yeah, okay, this is actually one of my favorite songs on here. I don't know why. It really just clicked with me when I was younger.
The snares that are turned off remind me so much of ska.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that.
I was anticipating, bam, 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 but instead you get more filled out, like ding 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 ding.
This one, I remember like falling in love with this one as a kid and playing it in my mom's car on repeat. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I remember playing this one on repeat like all through town, and my mom was like, there's other songs on the album, right? I don't know why I fucking love this one so much. Walk with me, my little child. It was just epic. And then
quarter note triplets.
I'm just singing it now. I love it.
Quarter note triplets on the kick drum and metal.
It's all melodic.
That's sex.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do as a drummer.
And yeah, it's like a completely melodic track. I feel like there's a bridge or something in here that I'm forgetting, and that's really sad because I think it's great. You get Serge doing some crazy ass yells and yelps on this one. I don't know. I think maybe this one's about religion. Make the forest turn to wine. You took the legend for its fall. Why can't you see that you are mine? Yeah, I think
just good shit.
Yeah,
this
all I can do is sing it.
Enjoyable tracks for me as well.
It's a great track when all I can say about it is singing it. Yeah. Enough said. One of my favorites. Next track.
Definitely a good track. ATWA?
Air, trees, water, air, or something.
Air, trees, water, air.
No, I think that is what it means. It means something. Maybe it's not air twice, but
trees, water. Yeah, the 4 elements of the nation.
Yeah, it means something like that. And apparently, I was just learning.
Air.
That's
trees.
That's something from Charles Manson, and I guess like the guitarist really digs Charles Manson's worldview, but not what the stuff he did. I don't know, but apparently he dug his environmental views, and they use the acronym for their title. And the song's just about the environment. This one's one of my favorites too. This one grew over time.
I was gonna say this is my favorite.
Okay, yeah.
On the
hey,
album.
You see me, not so pretty. What did I say? I'm singing. All the world I've seen before.
Great shit happening with the guitar in the intro.
I don't feel her anymore. Yeah,
good guitar tones, really light singing.
Yeah, I think their bassist does those like more guttural screams, like when it's like, I can't sleep anymore. Yeah, right. And like the like.
Okay, see, I was gonna comment on that, on the deep screaming in the background of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's one of my favorite songs on this album, but I couldn't shake that part sounded like Patrick to me.
I can see it. SpongeBob! That's so funny. Oh, man. No, I really love this song. I don't know how...
Every time he comes in, I'm just like, oh, no, that's a guy. It's a guy yelling. No, fucking Patrick fucking Star.
Again, yeah. That's hilarious. Now I'm going to think of that. But... this one's another one, like I said, I didn't really interpret any lyrics growing up. Apparently, it seems like it's about the environment, and I'm probably really dumb for not seeing that, but you got to think, I was thinking of it like you do. When you hear lyrics, you're just kind of hearing the notes they're singing instead of, and how it fits into the mix rather than what's being said. So that's kind of how I heard
there's
this
some
one.
articulators, too, that can help, like, because you get like a cha, shun, whatever. Right.
What I really love in this one is how he sings the last verse like an octave higher, and the guitars are out, like everything's in full swing. Hey, you see me, not so ready. I love that. This one builds so nicely. Even though it does have that like back and forth between just really real quiet and then chugs. Thanks, song.
Oh, yeah. It's just fun to listen to throughout.
That was track 9, so we're on to Science.
Everything about it just kind of fits into my preference, though, so that'd be why.
Right.
Science.
I love this one. This one's on...
it sounds like a Blink-182 intro, honestly.
That's so funny. This was on a game. This was in an ATV Off-Road Fury game, I think.
Centuries.
I can't get on board with the message of this song, but it's a great fucking song.
I thought it was all right. It was kind of forgettable.
It's an anti-science song.
Oh, that's why I was afraid it was.
Science fails to recognize the single most potent element of human existence. Yeah, it's
I
all.
haven't seen that. I was like, oh,
It's all about faith, faith. Yeah, like that's not my worldview, but it's a bop. I don't know. I really do love this song.
I wasn't as big on it as you are.
Yeah, I can tell. You said that. But I really do dig it, even though I can't get down with what's like being said, I guess. That's about as far as it goes. I do love those harmonics in the intro. And the next one, Shimmy, also featured in a video game.
I mean, at this point, also with Science, I think I was getting a bit tired of like kind of what the pattern is of the songs, where it's like you get this really chuggy verse, and then a relatively rhythmic, not so much melodic, but there's some melody there type of chorus that repeats. And then you get more of the chugging. So that I was just starting to feel some repetition by this point.
Sure, I do hear melody in this one at points. Yeah, I never thought about how like it's out the record. Not like that's not melodic, but like I guess there's something about it.
Well, it's also like in the other songs too. Like X Bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
Prison song. Yeah,
got you. Okay, shimmy to the break of dawn. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I've tried to move on to Shimmy.
Oh yeah,
twice
no Shimmy.
Now.
This is a great ass song.
I should slow down. This is also featured. I love the lyrics in this too.
I love this fucking groove that it's throwing down. It gives me Hotline Miami vibes, honestly.
Ooh. Right. I see. This was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I believe. And I dug it then, and I dig it now. Education, fornication in New York. Yep.
Good shit.
Don't be late for school again, boy. Yeah. I'm singing it. It's good. It's enough.
Indoctrinate our nation. Something like that.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
Proclamation. Yeah.
I do know all these songs like by heart. That's crazy.
I definitely would have enjoyed this track in high school. Like given the message and all that.
I want a house and a wife. I want to
school again, boy.
Yeah, you, and then that's funny because I was listening to it at that time, and I was just like, yeah, but like,
yeah, and that's why I'm like now. I'd be like back then. It'd be like,
yeah, but like, he's like, I want a wife, I want a house and a life, I want to shimmer to the break of dawn. Yeah, it's so funny. This one's probably not that deep. It's probably just that. It's probably like he wants to party.
Hey, but that's my worldview, so
yeah. Shimmy.
Here we go. I'm gonna shimmy to the break of dawn.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites on this album too.
It's great. This one and Science are both just bangers for me.
I think that fills out my top 3 then.
Oh really? So what were they?
It'll be probably
Chop Suey.
Shimmy at 3, Chop Suey at 2, and ATWA.
Oh, okay. And
Bounce is like a runner-up.
Bounce is up there
Bounce
too.
is in like
Toxicity's got to be up there, but we're not there yet. Oh,
Yeah.
we are there.
Yeah, we are here.
Yeah, we are there.
that could have been a smooth transition, but you're if you only prepared.
My brain. No, I knew it was next. I just didn't register in the split second. Of course, I love this song. This one's a great song. Everyone loves this song, right?
Oh yeah.
Next, no.
This part kind of reminds me of like the opening. Kind of reminds me of Nirvana.
Oh, okay. You did
because more with like guitar tones because it's like a little bit of like a twangy.
Yeah, you were 1,000,000,000% like you knew the song through and through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just had to make sure of that. We're not even at all the hits yet. There's one more on this album. I don't know. I can't think of how this one goes right now. That's kind of funny. Past the verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, past the verses. Now, why are you on the world? How do you want shorter? I'm singing.
Yeah.
It's an old podcast.
Yeah. Pretty much. We're retired and like, yeah, this is good.
I love it. Like this one. This one.
Next.
Funny enough, I've always been able to like want to revisit or seek this one out more than Chop Suey for some reason.
I don't
know which one I like more, but this one feels less like a gimmick, I guess.
I think System of a Down's like strength definitely is like how quickly of a transition. What's the main dude's name? Surge. I almost called him Sage and looked like a total dipshit.
Surge.
I'm really dumb with names, guys. Don't at
No,
me.
you're good.
Yeah, with how quickly he can transition from like soft singing to yelling,
And
it just sounds like so natural.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't sound forced, and it's like good quality either way.
Right,
like
right.
His yelling voice and like soft singing,
And
that's what here is too, and also that's what Chop Suey is.
Yeah, and another great quality that does appear in a lot of these songs, like Chop Suey and like ATWA, and this one that I mentioned on Atwa, is just like when they get to the final chorus and he brings it up a notch with the vocal performance, like he does something a bit different. You are your own the world and your own disorder. Like it changes a bit and it's epic.
Well, I think he just adds just a hint, tiny bit more vibrato into his voice, make it sound a bit fuller.
Yeah, and sings like a little higher variation of the melody, and I dig it. I dig it a lot.
This is good stuff.
Psycho. Next song.
This one's kind of forgettable.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, it's such good shit. This one's forgettable.
This one's like got some cool guitar. That's what's cool
like
about
really
this one.
low, like also twangy guitar. Or that's the bass. My bad.
No, this one's got the cool solo. Do, 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 yeah, this one's got like a really dank guitar solo. So you want to see the show? I like the song.
Actually, no, this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like when you get to it, it's like, oh shit, I forgot about the song. It's a good one.
Psycho, girl, go crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I do agree. It's not like
you really want to know. Joe.
Yeah, it's maybe more in line with something like Jet Pilot, which ranks lower overall for me. But I do love it. I love this album.
Aerials.
Weirdly enough, I love this album. Maybe if I've discovered it now, I wouldn't. But yeah, Aerials.
Actually, no, this one replaces Chop Suey for me. This is my second favorite.
Okay, because I was going to say, this is like... Did you know this one?
And this one's yes, I did.
Okay, because this one's a hit.
One, yeah. And you got that Nirvana-y, like, again, guitar tones.
This was definitely my favorite as a kid. Because of the...
Yeah.
I really dug the verse. The life is a waterfall. Yeah, I dug that so much as a kid. I don't seek it out as much anymore. I overplayed it. It's a fantastic song though. I don't know. This one's probably also about the environment in some way.
This is just a good ass song.
Yeah.
Like you got the guitars like really doing their own type of melody with the chords. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as the vocals come in, they just fuck off, hold that chord to make it sound much more full. That way, and it leaves room for his vocals and you can actually listen to it. And as soon as it like he does this trill up and down, you know, adding a little flavor at the end of that really held note, the guitars come back in doing their thing. So you get that cool like transition.
Right. I learned this one on guitar when I was pretty young. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
That sounded like Homer doing an impression of what it's like to play guitar.
Yeah. This one and Hypnotize both kind of have that like
just Nirvana.
Oh god. Yeah, this one and Hypnotize from Hypnotize have that like kind of alternating picking kind of pattern, and I really love that. Learned them as a youngster, so I dig it a lot. That's that. I'm used to this being the last song.
This is the last track.
Because
what even is R2?
Because apparently Arto, or however, it was a hidden track, and I guess they've included it as an official song on the album or on Spotify.
I genuinely thought that Spotify went and like, oh, we're gonna play you this shit now.
Ooh.
and as soon as I like it like came fully in, I was like, I've been listening to weird shit. What is this? And then I realized, oh, this is still on the album. What?
wait. Yeah, before we sound like jackasses, I thought this was just like kind of there as well. I just read today that this is like powerful and emotional song to the guys in the band. It's like it's an Armenian traditional kind of song because they're all Armenians.
Well, yes.
From Glendale.
I didn't think it sounds like fucking. It's exotic sounding, and I was like, this is not nearly like the tone of the album I was listening to. So that's why I thought it was a different thing entirely.
Right.
And I've been listening to soundtracks and shit, and I was like, I've been listening to weird of shit lately.
But that's all I have to say about it, because I really never did get it. And now, like, I know, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just thought they were fucking around.
Same here.
So, I don't have a lot to say about it. I don't really consider it a track because it's a hidden track on the album version. So it's usually just tacked onto Ariel's, and I usually just let it play out. Yeah.
I agree.
9 out of 10. Oops,
wow.
You were supposed to do that first.
No, I was supposed to be like, what'd you think of the album cover?
Oh, okay.
It's the Hollywood sign, but replaced with System of a Down.
That is true. It's a good. I like that. I like the album cover.
I think it should be the other way around.
Toxicity?
Toxicity should be it.
On the thing.
Because it looks a little silly to have like that many letters instead of Hollywood.
I've been kind of Mandela'd. I mean, it doesn't look weird to me. But
it
like
doesn't,
when I think about it, it does. It seems like that's a lot of letters. But
yeah, I think I just prefer the other way. But otherwise, like, yeah.
I think I Mandela'd it because I always picture it as like it says Toxicity right there.
No,
because I've known that album,
like graffiti thing tacked on the side.
I've known that album cover forever. All right, yeah, that's it. I guess I already blew it. I just spat out my 9 out of 10. You were supposed to go first. That's how we usually do it. But yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I really enjoyed this album all the way through. To toss a number onto it, if you're listening to it while playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
But that's on that condition.
Okay.
Otherwise, normally I'd probably prefer something like Nirvana or Brand New or things like that. But this is some good shit still.
Doing it.
I'm not gonna quit it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Marty told me to. Okay, we need to stop. The fuck did I just say? You got me all distracted.
You'd
now
rather listen to.
Oh yeah, like I still want to turn this down though, listening to it, and I'm still bopping shit. Strong 8 out of 10. Tran.
That's right. No, I'm just kidding. no, that's not my joke.
Nice.
That's not my joke. I just saw Billy Cobb, that Weezer guy, did like a fake Fantana review of OK Human, and he ended the video like that. So
awesome.
I had to do it. I had to.
Damn.
Shout out to him.
I would have totally given you all that credit just now.
Yeah, no, I had to give him that credit. I love that. But yeah, that's that. You gave it a strong 8. I gave it a 9. Why? I guess because of songs like X and Jet Pilot that don't like fully do it for me. Do it to me as much as like everything else, but mostly it's like it's their masterpiece, I guess. Great stuff. I wouldn't rather listen to Nirvana, but I think you didn't go through a Nirvana phase and I did, so it might be a long time before I ever want to casually listen to Nirvana again, because I fucking played the shit out of it when I was like 14.
Makes sense.
And
I'll still casually listen to Nirvana now, though.
Yeah, I did this. I played the shit out of this, but I was younger, so it's been even longer since I've like gone and put this on casually. So maybe Nirvana's gonna get its time soon again. That's it. That's Toxicity.
That is it. And it's Toxicity.
We're only halfway.
Well, thanks for sharing that. It's my
done.
first like full System of a Down song album. Yeah. That's my first song. Merge. Merge is my first song.
I made a music.
Just thinking about home humor. God damn it. Thinking about humor.
I should get no sleep more before we do podcasts.
Then why am I stupid? I've been sleeping a lot. Maybe too much.
It's just rubbing off.
Probably.
Yeah. So we're probably not halfway done because this is going to take us a while.
Yeah, we're That only took about the album's length. What is this?
Yeah. All right.
What
Yeah.
have we become? Normally we spend like hours talking about
What
that.
have I become? He didn't write that song.
Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be.
Oh,
Or that one.
that's a matchup. All right. Next. I hit the button. We're doing it.
Okay. We're doing fucking Marvel Spider-Man.
The PS4.
Yeah, that's really what it's called. Okay.
Sure.
Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man.
If you just skip to this timestamp and you're disappointed, I am too. I don't. I'm sorry.
Well, we have to talk about the title.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, it's not nearly as bad as Miles Morales. That one's even worse.
Isn't it just Spider-Man?
No, it's Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Okay.
I don't know why they called it that, but they did. Anyways,
So
we're talking about the PS4 game.
if you're a veteran of this channel,
Full disclosure, this is one of my favorite games.
exactly. If I was gonna say, Skylar's rating already, it's. It didn't land as your favorite game on that particular day, but it does bounce back and forth, or at least it used to.
Yes, I think it still does.
Okay.
I'm in this perpetual state of having like 2 number 1 favorite games.
Right. That's nice.
This is kind of hell.
Not a bad problem.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It sucks to not be definitive. Like, oh, this is it.
Right. So I don't know. You said you would drive this one. If you just want to like interview me on it, sure.
It's basically what this is. Usually, whenever we talk about games, I interview about them.
Sure.
And when
yeah,
we talk movies, you spout, and then albums was like, yeah, what just happened?
I'll come out with it. It's incredible.
Good.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yes.
That is very satisfying.
There are things, that didn't like, I was like, oh, that's just Marvel. That's usual Marvel stuff. But like, that was more of the story stuff, and I wasn't really here for the story. But even saying that, we'll get to it later. But there were definitely moments that surprised me, and I'll come out also right off the bat and say that I think this is the most effective medium for a superhero story if you want me to enjoy it. a video game. And I found like it'll be weird to bring up now, I guess, but like I felt the tears coming towards the end of the game. And like I've never felt that in a Marvel movie.
The end of this game, it fucking murders me. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Even on my most recent playthrough, I was fighting that.
A Marvel movie could never make me feel anything.
Yeah, like what you just did. I mean, I still felt things out of Marvel movies, but not to the extent at the end of this game.
Right. I'll say I haven't. Like Marvel movies have not been able to achieve that in me like whatsoever. I'm just like, oh, all right, I guess everyone's gonna meme that for now. But this game had some moments I was like, why was that so much and just like some of the cinematography is like, why is everything
it's almost like they put care into the character.
This is the best medium for something like this, even though I did find a good amount of the story to be generic Marvel, which I'm sure you totally disagree with. We don't have to.
I don't know, man. That just depends. Like,
it doesn't bother me. I was not in this game for the story, and I came out with some surprisingly like wow. Like I was wowed by some moments, and that's great.
I'm not going to act like the story is perfect. Don't get me wrong. Or even this game. This game ain't perfect. There's like a reason why I got the rating it got. But we'll talk all about that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to go out and say further on top of everything you just went on top of.
Yeah, now you can interview me.
I think this is the best, not only like Spider-Man video game, but best Spider-Man media like out there. And movies. Movies and video games. Not comics. The comics are like the fucking like the holy scripture, of like anything superhero.
Mm-hmm. I don't want us to get too ahead of ourselves because there is Spider-Man PS1.
Oh fuck!
Right?
That's tough.
No, I'm fucking.
Man, that Subway. No, there's a Subway in this game and both games.
I like 1,000,000,000% agree with you that this is, like I said when I said it's like the best medium for a story like this. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, it's the best I've seen Spider-Man. It's the best I've seen any superhero anything. It's better than the Raimi movies, I think.
The Raimi movies are like pretty up there. But I think this one tops it.
I think, like, man, the way they did Dr. Octavius. Yeah.
Octavio.
I was like, Doc Ock.
Yeah.
The way they did him in this
You can call him Otto.
is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
I love everything.
They gave all the characters lots of love, and they actually like put effort into them to fully like realizing them. So we can go into that. We can talk about characters.
The way they did him was the best. I think like that was like my favorite thing was him and Peter's dynamic. Like you knew it was gonna happen, but unlike a Marvel movie or even the Sam Raimi ones, like I really, really didn't want that to happen. I really, really cared.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was some heavy foreshadowing with that too. And he was just kind of like the slow burner, you know. In most movies, where if they're like the featured villain, they're gonna like by the halfway point they're gonna turn them so they can have conflict to make tensions rise by the ending. No. In games, you got a whole bunch of time, so they just saved him for the end.
Yeah, like
it actually like gave time to build him as a character and like make his descent into madness like much more believable.
Right, like it meanders for a while. The story does before it kind of comes out with like here's 6 things they're gonna throw at you like at the end, but I don't see that as a problem by any means. Like I never really found myself questioning like what am I working towards. I was just along for it, even though it felt like they kind of saved the real like plot for the last few hours.
Okay, do you want to talk about plot or
characters? Sure,
okay.
we could. Yeah,
let's keep going with characters then.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a bunch of dumb shit. While I'm on
tangent here.
While I'm on Doc Ock, I think like the reveal that he was the 6th.
Oh, he
obviously
the Sinister Six. Guys.
Obviously, he was going to be part of that, and especially if like I have no background in the comics and stuff.
Okay, so first of all, if we're gonna already talk about Sinister Six, first of all, my first reaction, immediate nut.
Okay.
I was so hyped to see that shit, to see them do that.
And
because
I don't read this stuff.
Yeah, as a Spidey fan, like that was like his his big thing to overcome.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And of course, as comics do, they went and made it to Sinister 7, and then they did Sinister 11, I think. It was fucking stupid. Or Sinister 12, whatever. Yeah,
so I didn't see, like, that coming, but...
I didn't see it coming either, but I was so fucking thrilled by it.
Like, what I was talking about is when, like, you've got the 5 dudes on the roof, and then, like, by that point, like, Doc Ock's gonna happen. But just like the way that the camera reveals, like he's grabbing you, and it's like, oh
yeah, it was a really powerful scene. And, you also really hear Peter like with his voice actor,
right?
Whose name is Yuri. Funny enough,
right?
So you got to say his own name like a lot in doing takes. But yeah, it really sounds as though like he's receiving the pain of like the kicks from fucking Rhino.
Right. No, yeah, I think the voice acting is great. But yeah, you're right.
We should just fucking phenomenal in this game.
We should just go character by character
perfectly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm sorry again.
It's just Doc Ock is like the big character to like start with.
Doc Ock and Peter's dynamic specifically too.
Yeah, with the mentor teacher, like almost father son.
If you want to throw out characters, we can just go through.
Did you notice like near the beginning? When he was working on, his prosthetic, limb stuff, that he was hooked up to this thing. There was like 4 tubes coming out of his back. It was like the opening shot with him.
I don't know.
If you replay it and like look out for that, like if you go on New Game Plus really quick, it's some great foreshadowing with the lighting, the music that's happening.
Earlier on, while I didn't like ever skip a cinematic or anything, I was a lot more cynical of how the story would be told. I was expecting full Marvel movie. I was just like, yeah, all right, come on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, so early on, it didn't quite... It kind of earned my attention as it went. And then I was like, shit.
And as it should. And as it did.
So I didn't notice that. but obviously that's like a cool foreshadowing. Like,
I mean, I didn't notice it
cue.
at first either. So,
Right.
Full disclosure.
It would obviously be something that's like, what that's there for if you know anything about Spider-Man. Even like
Hell, as soon as I saw that he had the arms and he was controlling them, I was like, oh fucking hell, here we go.
yeah.
So like, yeah, as you were like, oh, don't let this happen, I was like, fuck, we're doing this.
Right. Like, yeah, I think if you know anything, like if you saw the Raimi Spider-Man 2 and you see Dr. Octavius, you're like, oh, we know what's going to happen by the end.
Well,
but it's really about the journey.
We even knew that, that Doc Ock was going to be in Spidey too because he was in the trailers and shit.
Right.
Like here, it was like, this is on the DL, like Mr. Negative is supposed to be, the main guy.
Yeah, you know what?
Bit of a weird choice.
He was kind of...
Honestly, he's like a C-tier Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, wait, was he in the other stuff?
What other stuff?
Was he he wasn't created for this game?
No, he was in comics.
Because I will say,
they reach like pretty deep in their pockets for him.
Reflecting on it, he is one of the weaker parts of the story, and he's such a big part of it. But it manages to not feel. You don't feel how that was so uninteresting compared to everything else because you have so much other stuff that's really interesting.
Yeah,
at least
it's like
that's from my perspective.
It kind of goes under the radar a bit.
That's from my perspective.
They put effort into his motivation.
Him and the demons and stuff. Yeah, but just most other storylines were what were gripping me, I guess.
They put effort into his motivation for it to make sense at the very least.
Right.
It's just he wasn't a very strong character. We didn't get a whole lot of interaction with him, and when we did, it was distant and oh, you're sus, bud. He was acting really sus from the start. I'm not big on that either. It's really Disney villainy type of bullshit.
Right.
But it didn't make the reveal any less oh shit, here we go. It's this dude who's been helping out at where we work in a fucking in a what's it, in a shelter.
The feast.
Yeah, feast.
I will say yeah.
Oh no, I was saying and I mean when you see the reveal, you think about that what the hell, he's doing good stuff, but he's a bad guy,
right?
Why?
As dynamics go, I told you my favorite is in this whole game is Peter and Doc Ock.
If anything, I wish that they had built that more with Lee and Aunt May.
Right. Yeah, that could have made that more effective. I think you're onto something.
Well, I think they tried doing that a little bit. They did a little bit because Aunt May was somewhat affected by it.
Mm-hmm. As dynamics go, after that, I would say maybe Peter and Miles. I quite enjoyed Miles in this game, which I didn't know if I would. Yeah. I thought it would seem as someone who didn't see Spider-Verse and as someone who just knows they made the sequel.
This is your
about
introduction
him.
to Miles here.
I was just is this character going to be needlessly built up because there's going to be a sequel? And I didn't really feel like that.
Really?
Until the end.
I honestly feel the opposite.
That's okay.
I'm Miles is my main issue with the whole story, actually.
Okay.
I think he has no reason to exist outside of making a sequel.
Really?
When we'll think about the plot, what does he add? Does he change anything? There's no reason for him to be there. You could take him out, and then it wouldn't make a difference.
I think they tied him in nicely with having his dad work with you on a mission, and then you...
Right, yeah, his dad. And there's a reason for his dad to exist and get killed, but that's not Miles and the other interactions, with the whole stealth missions and shit.
I don't. Okay.
You could
that's other stuff.
It could have been cool to see him there with the at the funeral. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Given what happened to his dad, and the interaction with Peter.
The problem is how they kind of just take him under their wing for some reason.
I guess so. It's not even that because he does get bit by the spider. I think in terms of the plot, it's no wait, it's fine because the spider escapes from Oscorp. Because of MJ, it's fine there, but just overall compared to everything else, he's just kind of what's it? He's just kind of attached to MJ. you know, and like you got to buy one get one, you know.
Sure.
They both come included in this package of usefulness.
I didn't really like playing as Miles, but I did like I said, his dynamic with Peter.
Yeah, he has a good character. I'm just mean like in terms of the story, it just doesn't need to exist. So
right.
there's that part.
There was enough for me. I felt like they worked him in with like it is like, oh, would they really just start taking this guy and treating like now they're all this group, they're all close friends because Spider-Man did a mission with his dad and went to his funeral and stuff. But like I don't know.
I think that part's believable because like Peter feels sorry and then he offers like a volunteer position at Feast to get his mind off of it and contribute to his community, all that shit. That makes sense. Like it's an opportunity, helps keep his mind off of it.
What felt really strange with them is just the after credits scene. Where he's just like, I need to show you something, and then he like goes on the roof and then
then
Peter's response is like, hey, I could do that too. And I was like, oh.
I mean, there it's like, okay, he's clearly got Spider-Man powers, and he's clearly gonna like end up wanting to use it. So, I mean, might as well just get this out of the way. I quite enjoyed that after credit scene.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah, I was like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna get Miles here too.
Yeah, I would expect a different reaction from Peter.
We're getting a build up in this universe.
I would expect like a little like what the fuck kind of moment, but he's just I can do that too.
It is kind of like he didn't really ask questions, but as an after credit scene,
it was just
where you only had like a few seconds. It's fine, I guess. They sadly didn't build up past that. It was just like a quick acceptance. Yeah,
like I said, for me, it started to feel like he was just being there for the sequel when he got bit, like because obviously. You know what? Not obviously, or I'm just stupid. But I didn't anticipate that, and when the spider like happened with him, I was, all right, we're doing
Miles is going to be in the sequel.
We're gonna show that he's being bit, so we can know there's a sequel.
This is some funny polarity some quirky polarity between a Spidey fan and not one. Because you were like, oh, they're probably not going to make him the sequel. As soon as I saw Miles, I was like, oh hell yeah! By the end of the game, he's going to get bit, like guaranteed.
No. I knew I guess I wasn't thinking of it like that. I wasn't thinking when I saw him that like he's going to get bit in this game. And then that's why when that scene happened, I was just like, okay, like the gratuitous, he's going to get bit. There's going to be a sequel. Like I could have rather seen that play out at the beginning of the sequel. Maybe. I don't know. But I guess they wanted.
But then that would have just been Spider-Man 1 again.
Yeah. It would have just kind of seemed like. Then it would have seemed...
Or Spider-Verse, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's better to have him bit in this game. So, and I haven't played Miles Morales yet, but you have. But my assumption, like, having him bit in this game, and then presumably some amount of time, maybe even just a couple weeks or a month pass, maybe years, and then you play Miles Morales, and so he's not like a fucking entire noob, maybe when you get control of him. Or maybe he is. You played it.
He's quite a bit of a noob when you first play as him.
Right.
I think it would be safe to assume that it's been like a year between this game and Miles Morales.
Okay.
It's either a year or a couple months, and it better not be a couple months. You know. Why
is it one or the other? Just because the way.
Well, because this game months. PS4 takes place in October.
Right, okay.
You know, it's Halloween, and by the end of the game, it's like November. And then the second game, Miles Morales, takes place like during Christmas.
Ooh,
so they take place like right when they came out.
Right, okay.
So it's like, it's got to be a year, because like by this point as well, you know, Pete's trusting him to like watch New York by himself, and he's swinging around and actually fighting people and is like working with him. There's no way in hell it's a month, so it's got to be a year.
Okay. I probably will play Miles Morales at this point, and I'm interested to see.
And like also, it's still pretty fresh, like given how he mourns about his dad. So
right,
it's a year. Like it's keeping it from being 2 years, I think.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that one up and try it. And I'm a little more hesitant to recommend that, honestly. Well, I'm interested.
I mean, go for it
because I enjoyed this one a lot. And I don't know, some people like it as much or more than this one. You don't.
Briefly, yeah. I'm disappointed by it. I think the gameplay and animation is it's equal.
Yeah.
It's on par with this too, but the story is much a downgrade.
Okay,
It's
well,
very
yeah,
much a
and
downgrade.
I already like I said, wasn't playing this for the story. There was just some stuff that I was like, wow, that made it worth it.
Story and characters, actually. I'm gonna go further.
Okay,
Voice acting is still good though.
let us get back to.
Let's go back on to
I was doing
the game on hand.
my hierarchy of the dynamics in this game. I
Right.
do like the Miles dynamic a lot. Then after that, I don't know. What I'm getting at is like his dynamic with Lee is pretty low. Like I never.
Well, yeah,
thought about
it's
it.
more like like a boss type of like
Yeah,
dynamic. There is one.
him and MJ. I wish I cared more about that, but whatever.
Kind of same. I mean, there are some MJ. I don't think they quite stuck the landing with MJ. I think it's.
Right.
I don't know why. Why do people have such trouble doing MJ?
Is she good in the comics?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Very, yeah. Well, she's extremely good in the comics.
She wasn't a problem. I found her
They
to
just
be
don't get her like right. I think it's because like I don't know. This is going to be really easy to be misconstrued, but like MJ in the comics is confident and a fiery type of person, and here in this game, they kind of like they took some of those characteristics, but went a bit too far and made her reckless, immature, and yeah.
Huh. I did find
Because like she just like Pete tells her like, oh, don't go in the Sable base, it's fucking dangerous. What does she do? She's like, oh, I can fucking do. I'm gonna sneak around because
right.
I'm a civilian. I'm an independent woman. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I didn't hate her by any means. Like I
didn't hate her. No,
I actually found like
I think she was actually better than she was in the Raimi movies.
Oh yeah, but like I found her, likable even. Like displaying good enough like human characteristic from as far as I'm concerned, but like I just overall found her kind of like missed the mark, a bit of a letdown.
I think
like,
their interactions were good, honestly, between her and Pete, but I think her character is a little lackluster.
Yeah, there's I want a little more to remember and love about her.
I think
and,
they just
for that dynamic.
I think they overcompensated a bit near the end, at least.
Right.
I mean, it was cool that they made them partners and all that. Like, if it was like, oh fuck it, if I can't stop you, then then might as well like actually try working together since you seem to not get fucked.
Right. And then I guess like the last dynamic that comes to mind is Pete and Aunt May. Which I feel shitty, but I also
talk about Aunt May. See, I'll still kind of.
I was gonna say. Oh, okay. No, I was just going through my dynamics. I wasn't even like going full deep dive on the characters yet, but yeah, sure. Let's keep doing MJ. If you had more,
I just liked a lot of scenes. Like I love the scene with the apartment. And like they're cooking and they're just talking about how Pete burned the dumplings and shit. And he gets a call and like within 2 seconds he's changed into his costume and almost out the window.
Right.
And when you beat the game, I think on New Game Plus, when you unlock the underwear costume and you equip that, it's really funny in the cutscene. Like he strips all the way down and then he's like, did you just leave your clothes on the floor? He's like, ah, shit, and he backs up.
Now I want to see that.
But I thought that scene was really funny anyway.
Right.
It's given everything. Just the scene also where he's fucking texting after the thing with the subway.
I figured
the texting scene. Oh, I figured so good.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
I just love how he just walks around, but like nervously, like doing Spidey things.
It wasn't. Yeah, I dig that. That like type of scene is. I want to say, like, for me, it's like a very contrived kind of scene.
I mean, the dialogue, yeah, it's a bit lopsided.
Oh, I said the wrong thing, and now, she's mad.
Yeah, it's just that like really like passive type of conflict that you have with the high school girlfriend.
But yeah, I really liked what was going on visually.
It was still believable, honestly, with MJ's character. She's quite stubborn.
I liked what was going on visually, like how he was just kind of
that's what I
gliding
meant
around while he was
visually,
doing it. He was
just
like, oh fuck, and yeah, and he was
I meant
like,
visually specifically.
because like I could relate to that. Funny enough,
Yeah.
like when I send like a risky text, and then like I'm just like he starts like swinging around, like I do that too, like send it, and then I'm gonna distract myself now. Not expect a quick reply.
We've all been in that anxiety type of a situation between messaging and all that.
Right.
Very relatable. But yeah.
I just find like that scene. I've seen it too many times. I don't. Maybe in Marvel stuff. I don't even know where, but like, yeah, that's all I had to say about it.
Really, like the texting thing.
The miscommunication. Oh, she thinks we're breaking up because I said it's done. Like
I don't know about that specifically.
That kind of setup I've just seen so many times. You don't think so? Like it's like the same thing in like a bunch of old like TV shows or cartoons. Like, what? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Oh, we're breaking up. Like,
oh yeah, that's
it's
like
annoying.
A really cheesy joke.
Yeah.
I mean, here it wasn't like the focus of like what was happening in the text though. It was just like a quick thing, you know.
Right.
But it was still left in like a state of
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Uncertainty.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about Mary. Mary, fucking Aunt May. Yeah,
Aunt
Mary.
May.
Let's talk about Mary.
Mary.
Pete becomes James from
Mary.
Turns into James from Silent Hill 2.
Aunt May. Okay, yeah. I said I was gonna feel shitty saying this, but like, I didn't feel the most engaged in that dynamic either.
There wasn't a lot of time between them.
Right, and like it is impactful. Like
I already kind of what's the word? Like thrusted my not expectations, but like off of the chemistry or what they have going on, interaction dynamic. That's the word you use.
Yeah.
Between the two, from like what I already know about the characters, but based on what's there, she's a loving aunt. But that's about it.
At the like, there's no dynamic that I like really have a problem with except Lee.
They definitely did Aunt May better in the Raimi films.
Right.
I can see there now. There's a fucking like that's your MJ character. Just do Aunt May with her character. Just put that in Mary Jane in this game.
Take like the character outline for Aunt May.
Because like how she what fucking hits a cane against Doc Ock.
Oh right.
Yeah, so she just fights. She's a fighter.
Right. I unfortunately don't have much to say about her. I do think that the end was like impactful, I think. Enough, like the wrap up to her.
Oh dude, I cried.
It's about like kind of
100%
how
cried.
it's affecting Peter more though, I think. Looking at his face and all that, and like seeing his reaction to it.
No, I'm more related to like the weight of his decision.
Right.
Okay, if we're gonna talk about the end, yeah, like
there's a bunch of stuff at the end.
Talking like about that scene, and also which says a lot about like how well they just understood Spider-Man and like Peter's character. Like we're giving him this choice at the end, like it completely says everything about what makes Spider-Man like who he is.
Yeah.
Where he has to make he has to make the right choice, even like if it's the hard one.
Yeah, and I like how they
even if it doesn't benefit him, it'll benefit like others. So he had like seeing that, I was like, he has to like he can't save Aunt May here. And I knew that, so I was getting like really worked up about that too.
Right, and I know.
And I would have felt robbed if he just did it anyway.
I was like, I'm glad there wasn't like a choice sequence there. I was like, that would just be
stupid as fuck.
That would just be character assassination.
100%.
If there were choices in this game, because obviously the character of Peter Parker is what this game's built off of, or like
Peter.
the writing anyway. I don't know. That's kind of like some characters, some dynamics. Any other characters you want to hit on before we actually talk about playing it?
Let's talk about Peter.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Okay. Well, he's fucking perfect. I don't want to hear otherwise.
I don't have like the perfect Peter in my head, so I can't be like, oh, I like how they did Peter. I'm just like, I like Peter.
They did perfect Peter. Fucking hell.
Peter perfect.
Peter Parker is a perfect person.
He sure is.
But, okay, he's not actually perfect, but like
No,
they
but
did him. Yeah,
mhm.
I think they did him excellently in this game.
I agree. I don't know. I don't have a frame of reference like you, which is why I said that. But
Well, you have the Raimi films as your frame of reference.
he was
if
way
you need
better in
one.
this. Yeah.
In this one. Like, he's less of a whiny bitch in this one, but like he still cries. You have to get that in a Spider-Man thing. He has to cry.
Right.
Just his voice acting, perfect. That's what Peter would sound like, 100%. This is also the first time we actually get a confident Spider-Man. So like, bless.
Yeah.
You know, he's been Spidey for a few years already.
Right.
Actually, no, quite a bit. He's been for 8 years.
And he's
fucking our age in this.
The only thing that I don't love, I guess, is not the game's fault. It's just what Marvel does, like the quippy main character, and like
no, that's definitely like Pete's thing. They ended up doing that with all the other characters because of how successful Spider-Man is.
Yeah, and I was talking to Brandon about that too, and he said that's kind of always been what he's known for, and I'm like, well, I don't love that choice because it takes something from it for me, and like I am the kind of person in real life to also in a like inappropriate time make a joke like that, but I don't for some reason it doesn't hit with me.
Well, then you might like Miles Morales better then because he doesn't do that.
Oh, really?
No. So
well,
like
I
they
appreciate
stayed faithful to the characters.
I appreciate that.
They were like, it's Spider-Man's thing. If he doesn't quip, it's not faithful to the character, so he's gonna quip.
No,
and
yeah.
It's not Spidey's fault that Marvel like decided to turn every character, namely Tony Stark, into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tony was way different in the comics.
I was going to say, like, fucking every Avenger talks the same. Like,
well,
Thor,
yeah, because they literally just do. They have to have that like comedic
one-liner
relief.
next scene. Yeah. So like, it's so burnt out for me, and that's not the game's fault. It's not like,
but I think it's telling as well with his character in that scene with Octavius when like he kind of has an outburst. Peter cracks a joke. Octavius gives him a mean look, and Peter goes, "Oh, sorry, I have a habit of making jokes in tense situations."
Yeah, exactly.
So when he says that in combat, almost like it puts a new type of spin to like why he does that. It's like he's doing that to alleviate his fucking stress and tension of fighting.
Right. I don't think it's
even a little bit.
It's more of a preference, honestly. It's not. It's less of a problem, more of a preference.
Sure.
So
I think his quits are funny though.
I'll leave it at that.
I genuinely had good laughs from them.
Yeah.
I was like, this is some good Spidey shit.
It's
Spider Cop. Come on, that's a good fucking bit. Spider Cop.
Yeah, I don't know. That for me is like kind of eye roll.
Yeah, that's the point.
I know, but
is that it's fucking stupid, like nerdy type.
No, yeah, I know that is the point, but like, I guess I just wish he wasn't doing that. I don't know.
Man, you suck. If you just wish he wasn't doing that, I'm just gonna break it to you. I don't know. Miles Morales, I was really missing it, but I was like, I'm so glad he didn't because it's more than his character. But like, man, I miss the quibs.
Well, yeah, I haven't played it, but
I was fucking quiet half the time.
But that sounds kind of nice. That not just that, like, oh, this character doesn't do it, but I really like that. That, like you said, they respected his character and didn't just go the Marvel movie way of, oh, he's gonna do it because Peter does it and because everyone does it.
Or because he's Spider-Man now.
And not every scene has to have this like tinge of like family humor in it in this game. It's like there's some of that with Peter's quips and this and that, but like it has it's not scared.
There's even that suit power up where you can quip at people.
Yeah, which
quirky power up.
Unlike, oh fuck, did I lose it? Yeah, unlike the Marvel movies, this game isn't afraid to commit to going somewhere like more heavy for a minute, and I really like that. about this game, and that's like where it kind of transcended those for me, and why I said this is like kind of the best medium for it.
Yeah, they fucking killed people. Though, like, I don't know. Did you like anticipate Miles' dad being dead? You had no way of knowing, right?
His dad being dead?
Like that he was gonna be killed off.
Like when that scene happened, or before that?
Before that, like when you met him.
Did I think, oh, he's gonna die? No.
Yeah.
No. I just thought, oh, he's gonna help me with this mission. He's not gonna be a character.
I was like, oh, Davis. Jefferson. Oh. Nice to meet you. See ya.
Yeah, I did not. I didn't even think he was gonna be.
Okay, actually, no. First time I heard Davis, I was like, I thought maybe they're setting something up, and then and the rally scene happened.
Well, maybe we should talk about the actual gameplay.
Sure.
Yeah. Gameplay and like pacing and all the good stuff that comes from actually playing it. Let's do that now.
Well, so did you really feel like Spider-Man? Did this game make you feel like Spider-Man?
I guess so. I don't know.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This game makes you feel like Spider-Man. Roll credits. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
I never know what to say to that, because I feel like any character that I'm playing in any game, I feel like the character I'm playing it like.
Oh,
what?
ding ding ding! You win the prize.
What?
Your prize is not being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's like
it's almost like you're supposed to feel like whatever fucking character you're playing. It's like, oh, in Uncharted, I'm supposed to feel like Nathan Drake.
Eric.
It's almost like in Tomb Raider, I'm supposed to feel like Lara Croft, and fucking feel like Batman Arkham Asylum, and feel like fucking Pac-Man when I play fucking Pac-Man. Shut up, IG. I don't want to fucking hear any bullshit anymore. Fuck.
Yeah.
God, fucking lazy ass writing. You feel like Spider-Man. Fucking, I'll feel like Link when I play Zelda.
Right. I do gotta say I felt like Spider-Man though. No,
That's good. So did I. I really did. I actually got to flip around. Felt good.
I admit, because a lot of people say it, that like you never get tired of swinging around the city. You really don't. At least I didn't.
No, it's fun. It's shit. And it's like, wow, they got it feeling so fucking right with how Peter's momentum works.
Yeah.
How the extra detail that the web has to be attached to a building. And unlike Spidey Ps4, where it just goes straight up to the sky. Even as a kid, I thought, what the fuck is he latching onto? The satellites?
Well, you mentioned that for a second, the momentum. I had an arc, because there were a few times throughout the game where my momentum just stopped.
Yeah,
and
I was going to
mention
mention
that. So fucking shitty, and I was just like, what the fuck? This sucks. And then like. Or I'd get on a wall and like I'd be slamming X a bunch, but he's just sitting on the wall. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like Nakey Jakey at that Silent Hill 2 cameraman. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? But but I decided to. I was humbled because those few times where that happened really showcased how often that's not happening.
And also it made you be like, I don't want that to happen again, so I'm gonna do like a point launch next time.
Right, but it really made me realize how much of this game, how many of like the hours I spent playing this, just were so fluid. The momentum was so pristine that I turned that complaint into a appraisal of just how fluid this game is. That. When that does happen, yeah, it sucks, but like I'm just nitpicking if I really want to be like, sometimes I stop moving fast enough.
It's also based on your movement too. Like it's very preventable. Most cases, like when you play the game more, you're like, okay, I'm gonna stay away from those fucking stupid stairs by the side of the building because it'll just glitch me out. The main issue I have with like the controls is how he fucking climbs against walls.
Yeah,
and that's broken.
I'm gonna sit on the wall now.
That's broken. Insomnia, fix your fucking game. He's called the wall crawler. Why can't he climb walls like properly? It's stupid.
I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but I had trouble with that.
It's really obnoxious, and it's worse than Miles Morales.
What?
When he's like on the wall, it just, if you hit a corner, he doesn't like in Spidey PS1, he just like goes to the ceiling or goes there. And in this, he kind of like stays on the wall, like glitches out, doesn't know what quite to do.
Oh, to get to the other side of the corner.
Until you hit it specifically, and then he does it, and then you like pop and fall off anyway.
Totally agree. And like there is some problem with R2 being the parkour as well as the just running,
because then you just never take your finger off R2.
Yeah, and then you never stop swinging around and doing all the stuff and shit. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
You easily can just turn like a really fun, satisfying mechanic into just something mindless.
Right. Most of the time that wasn't an issue, but when it happened again, it was like, what?
But there are things to do to keep your mind off of like doing the not mindless thing. But we should like demand more from our games. Not like add a little bit of flair. I should be like, no, swinging around should take as much concentration as it needs to, as much as Pete claims that it does. In the ending scene with Miles, where he like has to calculate the momentum of a pendulum while he's swinging, which I don't believe for a second. Honestly, that's bullshit. But like, sure, yeah, Pete is smart.
I know there's more to say on Spider-Man, and we'll get back to that, obviously. But I do want to talk about like the MJ and the Miles parts, because
I did want to say also, last thing on the swinging is that if you're like going around a building or changing direction, it's really awkward, and you can lose your momentum really easily. It's tough to gauge like how high or like far you will go.
Right.
But building momentum is like the thing you need to do, and you just do that by just swinging a couple times and pressing X.
Right.
Also, though, you know the fastest way to travel around in this game.
The fast travel?
No.
I never used it.
Not fast travel. The fastest way to swing around, like for your top speed. It's really dumb looking.
I might not have upgraded it. I don't know.
No. Like there's like a technique.
Oh.
You have to like swing, and then like right when he starts the animation of like going upwards. Like when his feet like start to swing out like up, you dodge, so you hit circle forward, and then start swinging immediately after.
Okay.
And then just keep repeating that, and you're just constantly at a really fast horizontal.
Yeah, I didn't ever do that. I guess that's something the players figured out.
I just saw that and was like, this is pretty fast. This is pretty zoom, but it looks stupid.
Yeah, I was doing I was jumping to the posts a lot and jumping off.
Yeah, doing point launches,
double swinging and double jumping and all that.
The fucking animation though in this game,
right?
So the best animation easily.
It's a beautiful game.
Like,
and I know you're
even
not talking about the visual. You're talking about the animation.
Yeah, well, it is part of the visuals.
Yeah, but you're more talking about
more animation, because I mean visuals. Yeah, it's gonna look like how it is now for quite a bit.
I really want to see what it looks like on PS5, and I'm probably not going to notice that much of a difference, but whatever. You're
going to notice more reflectiveness off of things, shadows.
A stupid face.
That's a stupid fucking... Yeah, thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
That you finally agree with me on that.
Oh, yeah, because once I finished this, I had to... Because when you and David were, like... going on for like...
it's fucking
you're
stupid.
going for like 10 minutes, like, it looks so dark, like, oh... And then I was like, guys... The face in a game, calm down, and now I'm like, oh my god, why?
Yeah, it almost like it fucking ruins it, because he like grew attached to Pete's face, and it was believable because he looked aged and tired
so
for being Spider-Man for so long. But now it's just making him look like a fucking high schooler.
Yeah,
despite him being 23 and doing life-altering shit for 8 years. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It seemed so unnecessary, and Brandon told me they did it to face map to like the guy better. Because I guess he looks more like that. I don't know.
I don't find that believable.
But
the face is way different.
I don't know. He just looks whatever, man.
You try making him look more
maybe
like
if he
Tom
looked like
Holland, average white boy looking dude. Just bleh.
But I'm still more with David than you, I guess.
It's paler than a fucking saltine ass cracker.
I still think I might side with David more than you, because I don't know that I would have cared that much if I didn't get to know this Pete. Like maybe if he looked like that the whole time, it would have been whatever. But I don't know. Because that's not the reality that happened.
I wouldn't have been as big on it, honestly. If they honestly released it and reveal that that's what Peter looked like, I would have been like, oh great, it's gonna be fucking. This is a cash grab. They're just making it look like Tom Holland just because MCU's a thing. But no, they came out with Spidey. They came out with their own new fucking suit. They have their own new canon. It's like, oh, bless. They're doing shit different, but like so faithful to the character.
I do want to talk about all that stuff. I do want to get into the MJ and fucking
Yeah.
Miles parts though, because as far as I know, they're not very popular parts of this game, right? People don't really dig it.
Oh, we're talking about the gameplay segments. Yeah, people hate this part.
The
these
stealth
parts.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I do not like stealth. Just as a rule, I've learned this about myself. And just like on stealth games in general, let's like quick crash course. In my humble opinion, the worst offender of breaking your immersion in a game, right, is a big old game over screen. Is a big old click to retry. Right, you would agree with that.
I don't know if that's the biggest thing to take me out of it. Like if I died as a natural cause to like my effort, I'm not going to be like,
I mean,
oh man, it's stupid that the game has a game over screen because I died.
No, but I'm talking about with stealth. First, I wanted you to get on board with me for that because I just want one fucking game where you don't get a big game over box when you get caught. Because it's, well, fucking then once I'm caught, let me like play out until I die.
There is a lot of that in terms of combat. Like there are some stealth parts in the combat, and like if you get, if they're alerted, then it goes from quiet to loud, and they even have voice lines for when it changes into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially when I'm Spider-Man and there's a stealth thing. It's oop, don't get caught. It's like, really? Why? I'm pretty sure I might be able to brute force it if you let me try.
I don't think that happens unless it's like a hostage thing.
There's one or two times that happened, but mostly it is with MJ or Miles. That's like, yeah, obviously, like I'd probably die, but who knows? These AI are pretty dumb. Maybe I could run around a corner and they'd forget about me eventually. But nope, big game over box.
I don't know. I think that then that's kind of like saying that that's a huge flaw with stealth in and of itself. Because like, what if there's a hostage and that they see Spider-Man?
It's forced
they just kill the hostage.
Yeah, I have a problem with force.
Because then if it plays loud and they don't kill the hostage, then that's contrived. So like that's kind of a niche topic.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because so what I just described is that, say you have a stealth segment and there's a hostage, say it's MJ's a hostage, and if they see anybody, resembling, a guy in red and blue spandex, they're gonna kill the hostage.
Yeah,
but if like you get caught, and then they don't kill the hostage for like, just no reason, then that's contrived.
In the sections that I'm referring to, there is no hostage. That would obviously alter it, but
I think you're saying stealth in general.
Stealth in general, I just hate that it's like, oh, be quiet, and if you get caught, then it's game over.
That's what stealth is.
I don't like it. I just don't. I think that's shitty and annoying.
That's fair. It's fair for you to not like it.
I want. That's not how it would play out if like that really happened. Let me try and run. Let me try and defend myself in some way or other. Like, why can't we see what happens beyond that? Why do I have to get a game over box?
Well, usually best case scenario for a stealth segment is that the game will like, or the situation would force you to be stealthy, or to make you at least believe that stealth would be, the best choice.
Right.
All this just to say also, I think the stealth in this game is pretty trash.
Well, I was
the MJ and Miles parts, the part where you're Spidey, I think it's mostly fine-ish. Well, gadgets kind of break the game, but that's kind of a different topic.
What I was going to say is I didn't hate them like immediately. Like the museum part at the beginning, I was like, okay. I took a picture. You like take the pictures of the art and stuff. And the woman who shows you around, I took a
I thought that was fine too, that they gave like contextual reasoning as why I'd be sneaking around, we're journalists, but we're also MJ, so we're gonna try doing some dodgy shit to know more.
I did dodgy shit. I got right up and took a big picture of her butt. And
that's kind of what I did.
And let me do that.
I was like kind of just around her too.
It let me do that, and I was happy. Yeah, but the picture taken in this game is hilarious because you do not need it in focus at all.
Yeah, but if anything, I was like, this stealth is fucking dumb though. Like this lady, I'm like right up her ass, and she doesn't like hear anything.
Yeah,
but it's like it's whatever, it's fine.
I was just
she could just be not observant. It's fine.
I was just fine with like, oh, they want to throw in a little like slower palate cleanser type of thing here. Okay. The first couple times they did it, I was like, cool. The Miles sections I didn't like as much, especially like when it was Miles and Rhino. I was just kind of annoyed because I'm trying to think. I only died there a few times.
I actually like the section with Rhino with Miles. Let's see.
What annoyed me there was that it just kept every time I died, it kept replaying. This game is a big offender of that. Like, why? I thought we stopped doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think games are just doing that now in general, where it's like,
now,
oh, you go right back to where you just were.
Now,
just do it over again. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought we stopped doing that like 10 years ago. Like games realized, oh, you've seen the cutscene once. Now either it skips it automatically or it's skippable. But like it is skippable. I know. Like you have to pause and go down 6 times and then hit yes and yes confirm. I really do want to skip this. That's a lot. Just like let me hit X. I don't want to see the same cutscene, like, because sometimes I'm impatient, and that is on me, but I don't want to see the cutscene a billion times because I'm being impatient with the stealth.
Weird. I don't remember seeing the same cutscene a million times or wanting to skip a cutscene, so that's all you. Literally all you.
Yeah, that's me dying a bunch because I hate stealth.
I mean, I died a lot to the Rhino segment, but that's because I thought, or at least some parts there were a bit unclear on where to go. For a fairly linear, stealthy part.
I felt
the sequence itself, though, was like, oh shit, this is scary as fuck. This is more like it. You know? Just being Miles, with the Rhino on our ass.
Right.
But let's see, okay, here's the other thing, too, is that was the big thing to hear about with this game, is that everyone's like, oh, the stealth segments. See, this is why, again,
Wait, don't transition off of that yet.
I was just going to say, the problem is that it turned into a Reddit argument where people were just like, oh, it's stealth. You could be playing a Spider-Man instead. Well, I want to play these guys Spider-Man. It's a really dumb argument by itself. What I think the big problem is with the stealth sequences is that the content in and of itself, like of what's happening in the stealth part, is really subpar compared to the rest of it. Those like quick stealth segments we talked about, like in the beginning with the museum and later with Rhino, salvageable things about it. But later on, like when you're playing as MJ later in parts, most of it is
through a camp again.
Most of it is just sneaking through a maze, which is like a sequence of turns, and then you get to a guard with one interactable object, which is something you can like knock over. It's like, gee, what the fuck do I do here? This is like it just becomes a toddler test.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, just walk, hit a button, wait for them to turn around, and then go. There's no options. I mean, same thing with Miles when he gets to Feast. Also, why is there a fucking guarded line all of a sudden just for people? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It just is, but hey, Miles needs to sneak around it because he's impatient. He can hack shit. That's cool. But that's, again, the same thing as MJ knocking shit over. It's just go up to something, hit this button, you go over that, you hold this button. Oh, but later you get 2 paths to go on. You can go up on the scaffolding and go over the gate, or you can go under. They both lead the same way, and you both do nothing. You just walk.
That was hardly utilized, and when you did use it, it was underwhelming.
And I thought it was going to be a much bigger thing. Guess what Miles doesn't do in the sequel?
Hack.
Anything remotely hack. He doesn't do it once.
Yeah, it's like...
It wasn't even mentioned once. It was just like, okay. Sick. It's almost like they're like, let's make Miles just as smart as Peter. Never mind. That'd be dumb. Okay.
To break back off of that, but still like kind of on that, one of the biggest pacing issues I found with this game, and it is like partly my fault, but I just thought it was so annoying, is right near the end, after you fight you have a couple of those like double boss fights, I think.
Yeah.
And then you're MJ and you have to walk around fucking Norman's place.
Yes.
I hated that.
Oh, Norman's place? That was tough.
I hated that.
I actually thought that was a pretty challenging stealth segment.
Oh, no. Not the stealth. Before the stealth is what I hated.
Oh, the double...
Yeah, like, I was just so...
double boss fights?
No. I was totally wrapped up in that. I was excited. I was like, oh, it's all coming to a head. Walk around Norman's house.
Oh, you mean that, like, that shit, that change?
Like I just said, yeah, I liked pacing. Earlier in the game, I was like, okay, I get it. It's a change of pace. This isn't the worst. I don't know what people are so pissed off about. But what I hated about, like, when you have to go around Norman's place... is I guess how particular it is. I kind of walked around there for a while not really knowing what to do, because you have to, like, it kind of just makes you search everything. Like, you have to search all the right items so you can go to the right place, so you can find the right thing, so you can do the right this. And, like, I didn't think that was what I wanted to do at that point. I was all charged up. I was walking around this place slowly. I finally, like, got into the room, and then the guys came in. Actually, the stealth part following that was welcomed for me at that point, because I didn't get caught there. But
Really?
I didn't get caught there, but even if I did, like,
I got caught there a fuck ton.
I was just having a lot more fun than walking around the place not knowing what to do. I've already interacted with everything. What did I do wrong? Well, the first thing I did wrong is I looked at the schematic for the helmet, but not the helmet. I didn't realize I could also look at the helmet. So I wandered around for like a half hour before I looked up, okay, what the fuck am I missing? It's like, oh, just click the helmet. That you know,
okay.
Arguably my dumbass fault. Sure.
This is a very strange parallel, because I picked up the helmet like immediately after reading the note. I think I picked up the helmet before the note. But I failed a bunch on the stealth segment, and you didn't. But you failed at looking around for shit, which is something that you're arguably better at in games than I am.
I usually do
which is finding things.
Oh, and then I
was clueless there, but I was like, this isn't the game's fault. I have as much information as MJ here. It'd be kind of dumb if it was like the other stealth parts, where it was just a dead end, like, to one way. Oh, here's the key.
Yeah,
walk to the other side of the room. Oh, there it is.
Here's the problem. They were like, oh, there's a thing behind that painting. And I was like, okay, so I got to do something with the painting. Nope. Like, I just kept looking. I re-examined everything over and over again until I, like, checked what I had to do, and someone just clicked on the helmet. I was like, fuck it, seriously? And then, yeah, once I clicked on the helmet, I was able to open to the next part. And once I went to the next part, I looked at everything. And for some reason, it felt like, again, nothing to do. So I had to look it up again. And, like, it was on the back. The key was on the back of that painting, which you had to, like, or the picture of Norman's wife. And I'd already looked at that picture like 5 fucking times.
I mean, same.
And I guess I didn't notice the key was there, but I didn't even know I was looking for a key, really.
I think they gave a hint in somewhere in that place, because I ended up figuring it out without any guide or looking it up.
I think they did say, like, you've got to get into Harry's room or whatever, and I was like, okay. So, like, we're looking for a key. I don't know, man. Maybe it was just my fault, but it was just like the most annoying thing, because it was such a halt in like the momentum of the story for me. It was like such weird pacing to have all that excitement, and then, okay, well, we still got to take care of Doc Ock and the other guy,
Mr.
Lee.
Negative.
Yeah, Mr. fucking
Mr. Negative.
Mr. Forgettable.
Mr. Forgettable.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It gets you all hyped up, and then it's like, walk around this house and then do a stealth segment. Just badly placed, in my opinion. Like, maybe at a lull in the story, I could have done that and not felt like, okay, come on. I guess you didn't think about that.
No, I didn't really notice it at the time. I'm
Right.
struggling to remember how that scene does transition.
Sure, yeah, it's right in the middle of all this climactic stuff, and then you gotta stealth out of there.
I do really like how she just called, like, how Pete was gonna be there jumping off the fucking building, and she was like, "Yeah, he'll save me."
Right. No, I like that, actually. Yeah.
I like that, but I was like, "Fucking MJ, you're dumb." But, like, that was kind of the point. That's MJ. That's within MJ's character to an extent.
Yeah, that was cute. And then, like, he was just like, "You're stupid." No, he didn't say that, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, I don't know. At this point, it's like getting real freeform. I just remembered the more, like, surreal segments of the game. When you're transported through, like, that venom into that weird fucking... Not venom. That's the wrong word to use.
When you get stung by Scorpion.
Yeah, wrong word, because we're talking about Spider-Man.
When it's all nightmare-y and shit.
That
and,
happens.
Like, oozy.
And also, like, Negative's world or whatever. Like,
yeah, like the... Yeah.
yeah.
When you go inside his mind
think?
and whatever.
Yeah, it was just like broken pieces of the world. It seems like a lot of games work a segment like that in. It's
Dude, I
kinda
love that
funny.
shit.
Yeah. I was really kind of neither here nor there on it, but it was worth talking about, worth bringing up.
Let's see. I think all the other side stuff too.
I didn't
I'm gonna be
do
real. Like, same thing with
what
like
side
what I was.
stuff.
I'm building like I'm coming back from the stealth segments,
Okay.
or it's just like
Are you talking about
just hit a
side
button.
missions?
No, not side missions. I mean, okay. Well, we're getting on the side content. I'm talking about like crimes, other things to do in the open world.
Right.
When you had to stop a car chase, that shit is real fucking fun the first time. Seeing all the cool animations. And there actually is some challenge to mashing X, or not X, but square to fucking to keep the car from falling. Like, it has weight, but it's all the same thing. You just like hit the direction the guy comes out in, and then you hit a button, and you do rinse, repeat that, and then you mash the button, and that's it.
I only did one car chase.
There's not a whole lot of nuance to it, even though like it's all about spectacle, which is what the game is.
Yeah.
But the gameplay takes a heavy backseat for that.
Right. Yeah, I did one of those side missions, and I did one other type of side mission. I did do a bunch of side stuff, but it was mostly the more like, the million things that pop up around your map. Like, those things were
collectibles.
Those things were relatively like addicting for me. I did get all the backpacks of all things, which is
I found it weird that he had so many backpacks just with like
55.
these weird little knick-knack things, but like sure, it was cool to like get little trinkets of his history. And
I'm not gonna
that.
like I just said, oh, it's engaging. I got the backpacks. That's a weird transition because they're arguably the least engaging of the side things that you can do. Right up there with taking pictures, but at least the pictures can be funny. A lot of times.
Also, the pictures can be quick. You don't even have to stop your momentum from swinging.
Yeah, I just got pictures of like essentially nothing most of the time, and it was like
a cool idea to get Pete's like photography side in it, but that was it. That seemed more like an afterthought. I was like, oh yeah, he's a photographer. We can have this thing. That's about it.
Yeah, I did like a handful of those. I got all the backpacks, and I did all of something else. There's so many fucking things, so I can't even remember what else I did. I did all the Black Cat stuff.
Oh, I hate the Black Cat stuff. That's just a game of hot and cold.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just warmer. Oh, here you go.
I dug it for the wrong reasons because it was really easy. Like, it wasn't even really I Spy because it vibrates when you're at the right part.
Well, that's why I said it's hot, cold. Yeah.
Yeah. So like. For a minute, I was like, "Oh, that can be kind of challenging." That's
what I enjoyed is the Taskmaster
Waldo?
Challenges.
Yeah,
you got to speed your way through certain things.
I did 3 or 4 of those,
and then, if you do all of them, it's a build up, and you actually get like a mini boss fight with.
I did fight him once.
Oh, okay.
I fought him.
No. Yeah, you fight him for like a quick second, but you actually get like a fuller fight with him when you do the last one.
Yeah,
but it's really underwhelming because he spawns wherever you're at, and depending on where that is, it's really easy to cheese him. Like, you can just knock him off the building and he's just dead.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool, but they're like more time consuming. And as I finished the game today, you can tell like I was very consumed with the side stuff. So I'm gonna say it's a strength, even though a lot of it is samey. I guess something about that appeals to me. Because I couldn't put down doing the side shit for
the side stuff kind of gets the verdict of meh, honestly, because there's a lot of good stuff, but there's when you actually look at like what's there. I mean, I just enjoyed it because I'm like, fuck yeah, Spider-Man going around New York. Like, I still got enjoyment out of it, but like taking a look at what it is, it's like really, I don't know.
Right.
The bases though, like combat and stealth though, were also really fun. You get like some mini objectives too, like, well, you gotta web throw 10 enemies and then do a takedown on 5 or reach this high a combo.
Right.
That can be fun.
I know you're gonna want to talk about the suits.
Oh wait, really quick. Also with gameplay, gadgets full on break the game.
It makes sense why the web slinger stuff.
Your R1 button.
I didn't use it a lot at all. So
okay, do a combat warehouse and only use gadgets. Like do the impact webs, the web bombs,
Okay.
zipline things. If you keep spamming that, you win.
I
It's free. It's just instant kills, and you don't have to think. Half of them like do this. Most of them do the same thing.
honestly, R2 was or R1 was reserved for when the game like said I needed it, and I mostly forgot about it. So that's kind of funny.
No, they break the
I'm
game.
kind of glad though that I didn't play it as like cheaply.
Yeah, it's really not as. It really takes a lot out of the game.
Even though
given like all the combos and flashy shit you can do, it's just you get some that are like instant kills, stuns, and then that's it. I think that's just instant.
I was
kills
gonna
and
say the
stuns.
combat in this,
an
like
area of effects, all that.
I was gonna say the melee in this, honestly, very simplistic, nothing that special, but very, very engaging. It feels great, and like it never gets old for me. I had so much fun with the melee, and it's kind of baffling because I'm just mashing square and triangle and circle.
It's really simple combos, yeah, that you can do a lot of different things with, and the other combos like make sense for them to do. Like after like you hit punch, then you hit fucking X to jump, so you jump off of them, and then if you hold X and you do the swing kick.
Usually, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't use a block or dodge mechanic. Not an option in this game.
Get dodge, bitch.
Yeah, I would constantly mash square and triangle and just make like hitting circle became like a habit button. I had to hit that like every 5 seconds or I knew I was gonna die. So
yeah,
like
and that gets really more obnoxious in the DLC, or they just spam enemies at you.
You know what?
It's just okay. Then it's just circle punch. This is fun. Let me play the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say towards the end of this game, there's a lot of similarities to be drawn to Infamous, which is pretty cool.
That makes sense given the mobility.
Yeah, and Infamous, this is like Infamous plus webs, so like it gives you a lot more to do. This is, I think, the better game. They improved on like the Infamous formula, but it's really cool. The Infamous is based on like parkour, and he has electricity powers and stuff.
The thing is that sucks though, is like later in the DLC also, and even like higher difficulties of this game, it's like the difficulty like ramps up knowing that you have all those gadgets. That makes sense. So like you have to use them to get like through the stage,
right?
Like how you would normally without using them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I use them like how I did here, it would just be a fucking cakewalk, you know?
Sorry, why I brought up Infamous is just because like the build of enemies going after you felt very similar to Infamous, and it's something that I've always been like at first I liked. I don't know how to put this. There's positives and negative aspects, because as it goes towards the end of the game, just swinging around the city, you're constantly under fire.
In Infamous, yeah.
No, in this.
Oh, later in the game.
Like just swinging around the city, you've constantly got like the thing closing on you. Like, oh, you got a missile coming. You're constantly getting shot at, just swinging from rooftop to rooftop, and like that's what Infamous does. Infamous kind of does that the entire game, and it's one of the more annoying things about it. What I appreciate about Spider-Man is like for most of the game, you're able to swing freely and just like kind of enjoy yourself in your off time. And then you could drop into like a warehouse if you wanted to fight a bunch of shit. But towards the end of the game, it became more like Infamous like that. But I feel like it does work better here because it feels like as you go, as things get more fucked up, the whole like city's against you kind of. And it's like you feel...
Well, yeah, there's contextual reasoning for why, because there's more gangs that pop up. Like there's a huge prison break, so... There are more people that are going to be around able to do that. And Infamous, also, you can't dodge when you're getting shot at. You can in Spider-Man.
Right.
So I don't have to take damage and fuck my momentum up.
Right, yeah, you can get like a shield power up in Infamous, but we're not talking about Infamous. I just thought it was a connection I wanted to bring up at some point because it's the closest thing I've played to this. And it's by Sucker Punch. I almost was like, oh, they're Insomniac, but no. It's funny because it's the guys who did Spyro and the guys who did Sly.
Nice.
Yeah. This is by the people who did Spyro. That's pretty crazy.
Also, sub-side missions, chasing the pigeons is stupid.
Haven't done that.
Don't do it.
I avoided
unless you want to.
Most of the legitimate like side missions that were namely side missions. I did one. And then I was like, I don't want to do that. That took up like actual time, and I really need to focus on beating the game. So I took pictures or grabbed backpacks when I was near them, but I wasn't going to go out of my way for a whole mission.
Yeah. Well, like the pigeons, it's like, okay, for in terms of story, it's like fucking why. In terms of gameplay, though, they could, they could be a good test, for your mobility and how you swing around, because you have to catch up with them, go around tight corners and everything, see what you learn. Notice I said could. They don't do that. Most of the time when you're chasing things in this game, they're just on a timer. It's like no matter how far away you are, you can just...
Yep.
It comes to a point where it's like you just swing and wait until you can hit triangle.
Yep.
And then it's like,
I didn't know
why
if
did I bother trying getting close then? Like I really could have... This could have been a chase sequence, and they said, now we're at the part where the cutscene needs to take place, so you go ahead, hit triangle, or we'll game over you.
It's good to know that wasn't just me.
No, that's what happens.
Because...
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's way more noticeable in Miles Morales also.
Oh, really?
Right at the beginning, Rhino is like fucking like hauling ass. And we go around a corner, and I got hit by something both times in my first and second playthrough. And I was like a good city block, 2, maybe even. And I was like, you can hit triangle from all the way over here. And I was like, all right.
Fucking
sure, game.
Hooray. Yeah,
Here I was being like, oh, I can chase after you now. I know how to swing the fast way.
Right. I totally felt...
There's a lot of these too. You chase Shocker, you chase Black Cat in the DLC, you just chase the cars, chase the fucking pigeons.
Mm-hmm. I haven't done most of that stuff, but I know exactly what you mean by chasing the car, and you just wait till you can press triangle. It's not really about how close you are. Yeah. Sometimes I was like, I'm literally right on top of it. What the fuck?
On the helicopter too. Oh, by the way, the whole fucking part though on Fisk's tower, like right where the helicopter's like has the shit and like destroying the whole city, and like you save a crane from falling down. That was a hot fucking cutscene. Right. That was a sick cutscene. My pants were wet after that, especially when Spidey fucking like falls on the thing after he webs everything, and he's like in a super low pose. Hot.
I can't remember. That was so close. That was at the beginning, huh?
No, that was like in the middle.
Oh, okay. Really?
It was like where that huge destruction thing was going on.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember.
And even when he was webbing up the crane, falling outside the building, he was like, "Please don't screw this up. Please don't screw this up."
Yeah, I remember.
The set pieces in this game are so fucking hot.
Yeah, I was thinking like you said Fisk, and I was like, that was like the beginning.
No, it's Fisk's
yeah,
tower,
I know what you mean. Yeah, the Fisk's men and everything.
And that was like the place that they showed off with E3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really dug the Halloween party. I just like the visuals.
That was funny, yeah.
I dug the visuals.
I really loved how he clapped that dude cosplaying Mysterio. He was like, "Man, my helmet," and I was like, "You're being a dickhead with a gun."
Yeah, but God, I want to talk about the enemies.
It's this low pose. I'm showing him.
Sweet.
There's this poster on Amazon that I want to get. But God, that is so fucking hot.
I do want to talk about the enemies, but yeah, let's touch on the suits quick because I know you're gonna want to.
Oh yeah, suits. Good shit. Arguably one of the most important things in a Spidey game.
Yeah, I wanted to give.
There's a lot of them.
I wanted to give you the place to talk about it because I actually didn't use much.
Well, do you like the new advanced suit?
New advanced suit?
Yeah, like with all the white stuff around him, the white spider. Called it.
Oh,
because that's basically the new like canon Spider-Man look. I'm in love with this suit.
The Spider-Man 4 suit.
Huh?
The Spider-Man 4 suit or Spider-Man Ps4 suit.
Yes.
I actually ended up using the classic one for most of the game.
Really?
I did.
I can respect that.
I didn't use the power up for most of the game.
I used mostly the advanced suit on my first playthrough because it's like, oh, this is canon. I'm gonna use the canon suit.
I liked it, yeah.
But the show off shit, like when he gets the new costume after it was torn. Hot.
You'd be surprised or not that I bought like 3 suits ever. I'm
not, but there's so many good ones. You got to buy all of them. Just look at them. They're so awesome. They're quirky.
I mostly just
cute.
bought them based on their power up.
You got the Bagman suit. You got the Raimi suit now.
I bought the suits that reflected bullets or just stopped me from taking damage from bullets.
Well, you can change the power ups to whichever suit you want. That's awesome.
That's what I did. So I maintained the one suit for most of the game, but I used the power ups that stop bullets from hurting me, and then that reflected bullets. And the most of the suit like enhancers or whatever those are, like the 3 things that you can put on your suit, I max those out with like things that stop me from taking damage because as I
You went
said,
defensive, yeah.
that's the kind of game player I am, I guess, where I don't like blocking and dodging and playing like that. I just like to go fucking brute force everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just was like, okay, I'll make my suit defend me a bunch, and I added that thing that made me get double the health back from focus, or at least more health back from focus.
Yeah.
If you want to say anything else on suits, go for it. I'm ready to already go on to enemies.
Well, I can offer my favorites.
Go for it.
Scarlet Spider suit. You know, that's me and David's favorite. With the blue hoodie. And like the really big
Yeah,
eyes.
I don't get why you guys like that one. If you want to explain,
I don't know. It's just super. It's styly.
huh?
It's just kind of more of an urban look to Spidey. Kind of more muscular, intimidating type of look.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the just like the suit idea better,
The regular
I guess.
one. I like the Last Stand suit. You probably didn't get that one. It's the one where he's wearing a leather jacket.
I have all the suits except the one you unlock at level 45.
I don't know what that one is.
It's the last one you unlock. Well, it should be.
Okay, the Last Stand suit is this one in the leather jacket.
Okay, I think I have that.
That one's in the jeans. So good. Also, the storyline along with it, really good one, but really dark and shit. I don't know, man. Like, there's like a lot to chew on as a Spidey fan with all the suits,
Right?
because like a lot of them, they all have like their own canon and like story for how they happened.
That's why I wanted to let you talk about that, because I don't have much.
What do you think
to
of the
say.
last suit at the very end of the story? The black
the
and yellow
black one?
The anti-Ock suit.
That was kind of like one of the only other suits I bought already. I bought one that was black and yellow because it had.
You got that futuristic looking one.
There were
The
two
other black and yellow one. Yeah, I know which one you're talking
There
about.
were 2 black and yellow ones before that Doc Ock one.
I think, was it a spider armor? I think it was.
I bought one that stopped you from being hurt by bullets, and it was black and yellow, and I wore that one for like a little while just because I was lazy, but I really didn't love it. Like, I just prefer the classic.
I don't love the black and yellow one either.
Yeah. I couldn't tell what my power up did at the end. Like, it makes you, it insists that you use that suit for Doc Ock, but I couldn't tell what that power up did.
It refills your web shooter quicker.
Which is funny because I, again, barely used it.
It refills your web shooter much quicker.
Yeah,
because that way you can just keep spamming R1 on him.
And I barely did that. I threw things at him a lot.
I think that works too, yeah.
Yeah, it does. I did web shoot him a bit, but I don't know, man.
But that ending part where like the suit is like getting torn off of him.
Right.
Classic Spidey thing move to do.
I do.
Check off a bit of that suit at the end.
What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah, let's get on to enemies because there's a couple that I fucking hate.
Okay, which are we talking like actual villains or enemies?
Just run of the mill enemies.
Okay.
I really fucking hate the big boys.
The big dudes.
The brutes or whatever they're fucking called.
It's really easy to just hit them with an impact web and then just beat them up.
Yeah, and I wasn't using gadgets. And every time they popped up, I forgot how to handle them. I was like, do I hold square and throw you in the air?
The only thing about them is they could chain hit you. So like they punch you, and then by the time you're up, they already hit you. So you have to like just get away as quick as you can. They'll also fucking combo you. It's annoying. That's their name now. It's combo.
Right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was annoyed.
Oh, like combo from Breaking Bad.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, those guys fucking sucked. And
then don't play the DLC because they get the big dudes and they give them miniguns.
And
they basically turn them into the heavy.
Someone else sucked. The fucking Sable people.
The jetpack
fucking
dudes?
hate those guys.
Because they hit you with the belt things, right? That restrain you.
Well, they
you have
take
to mash
no.
X out of it.
I didn't struggle that much with that, but they just send so many after you at once, and they take a billion hits, and like they were the cause of me having to do some of the longer sections over again. And like, to be fair, I only had to do them like one extra time, but like they were really time consuming sections where I had one or two of them left, and it was just ridiculous how I couldn't latch onto them and kill them. I don't know. I was just annoyed by how strong they were, so you can chalk that up to me being a newbie. But yeah, fuck those guys. And fuck the brutes. Most other things I didn't have much of a problem with. The whole like demon storyline, which was most of it, was just kind of lame. I really like the 6 better than that.
Same here. I mean, the 6 is just hype as fuck.
Yeah.
Just leave. That's my thing that makes me nut.
It's crazy that so much of this can be focused on the demons and Lee and blah, all that shit. And like, I don't think that that's really great or its strong suit. And like, it's ultimately kind of meh, but like the game is still a masterclass.
I mean, I do wish that he went more into Lee, because like honestly, his motivation is really interesting. It's a polarity between it's the opposite of Peter, basically.
You do get
it's like what Peter went through, but Lee went on a different path. You know, he lost his parents and chose a path of vengeance, whereas Peter like chose the path to like prevent people from feeling the same pain he did.
You can tell from
Uncle Ben.
My tone of voice, I'm not a fan of like how they just kind of spoon fed you that right at the end when you're battling him, and they're having their back and forth, and he's like, my parents this, my parents that, I'm honoring my family. This like I wish they just touched on that as the game built up more, and like they did. Yeah, you're right. They didn't develop him enough up until that point. So he's just kind of like throwing all this exposition of why he is the way he is while you're battling him, and I'm like, it's like that scene in a movie where that happens. You're just like, like it felt the same to me.
You could see that.
Yeah.
Other villains.
Go for it.
Filson Whisk. I love him.
Caddy.
You say daddy?
I said caddy.
I definitely the daddy Fisk.
Because Caddy said that in his video, and I always remembered it, so I like that. Cat Icarus. I don't really have much to say about him. He was right at the beginning.
They got Fisk right. That's it.
Okay.
They didn't go into detail with him, that's fine, but they got him. They did the justice. He's a big dude and he's bald.
He was kind of there at the beginning, and then yeah.
I definitely love the banter with Pete in the beginning with him. Just typing on his
my
computer.
memory is so foggy at the beginning of
he's
this
just typing on the computer and he's just like, yeah, whatever, boomer.
Okay,
yeah,
boomer.
and then he does the same pose from Spider-Man 2, like on the bank. And he's like, oh, you're writing your will out or something. Like, just make sure you make it out to Spider-Man and add the hyphen. Don't forget the hyphen.
I remember that, because that's kind of like a spider meme.
Yep.
Yeah. And from here, anything you want to touch on, go for it. I can't think of anything else.
Although it was like really nutty to see the Sinister Six, they did just kind of like vomit them out on you.
They did.
And they were like, oh yeah, so here's
all their
backstory. At least it kind of makes sense for it contextually to get all of it. So like, you know, of how Doc Ock was orchestrating all of that. I think it seemed a bit too far out of reach for Doc Ock to do, even though given like his descent and everything, and how the arms also like alter his personality. He's a big brain thinker, but like it is really exposition or whatever words. Expositionary. Whatever. Also, he even fucking lured like Pete like to where the signal was coming from and fucking trapped it. Like, right. He did a big brain move there, and Pete and like by all accounts he should have been dead, and he just escapes. Not even a fucking scratch on him. Pete's just like, oh, fucking nice.
Peter, you do hear
don't you know explosions don't work on me? Duh.
You do hear a lot of "Hey Peter" in this game, and I thought that was so funny. That's why I sent you. This is what this game is like: 10 hours of "Hey Peter."
Really, I didn't know they said "Hey Peter."
It was earlier in the game, like the first half. Like just so many people are like, "Hey Peter."
Meme,
yeah, so many people are like, "Hey Peter," and I was like, "Hey Peter."
Okay, I didn't fully get the joke when you sent it. No, I did. Good meme.
What else?
Yeah, that was just a sign of plot armor. So that's another issue with the plot.
Yeah, no, I pretty much, I just want to say I don't really have anything to add to that. I agree with your sentiment. So,
I fucking love how Yuri's like, yo, you have 7 broken bones, and Pete's just like, then I got like 200 and fucking whatever. How many bones are in the body?
I like that.
It's like, I got 207 still working. I was like, yep, that's who Pete is. He ain't gonna quit.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know if you wanted to touch on like some.
I love
Did
how
you
Pete
wanna,
dresses also.
Huh?
I like how he dresses like Fantana.
Yeah. Fantana.
Just
I
in
didn't
the
think
green
about
flannel.
that. That's funny.
Oh, there's that set. Wait. The segment is in the main story, I think, but there is a part where you're like wall crawling as Peter. Like, not even in costume.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like a Peter skin. Look, that might have been like just a way to get that part of the gameplay in there, but there's no way in hell no one saw like just a dude crawling around the fucking side of a building.
I feel like I
broad
kind
daylight.
of remember that, but really don't at the same time.
I don't know if it's in a side mission or it's the DLC or something. I forget. I forgot a lot of the actual like side missions.
If it's in the DLC,
honestly.
then I'm just Mandelating myself because I like kind of can picture that, but I don't really remember it. I might have just not committed it to memory if that did happen.
Also, it's a little hard to believe that like Pete nearly died in that burning building.
At the beginning?
Yeah, like near the end. Like he would have been toast if MJ didn't catch his web.
Oh, right.
You know, like at the very last thing. I forget the context.
What Miles caught it, right?
I was either Miles or MJ. It's either of them. Honestly, they're interchangeable. Like Miles is just stapled to MJ. Honestly, like she's part of the package deal. I forgot like if that happens before or after he gets his ass kicked by the 6.
I don't remember.
It's still
either.
like
It is fuzzy for me. I slammed most of the story in between last night and finished it this morning.
I thought the boss battles between the whole rest of the 6 where you fight 2 of them at the same time. Good shit. Really reminds me of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Or seen this mode. No, thank you.
I like that.
Particularly Rhino and Scorpion.
I also managed to not die at all during any of those boss battles, which was
not
cool.
Too challenging.
Yeah. I don't know. I know there were 1 or 2 parts where I did die over and over again. It was mostly the stealth parts. I was just so annoyed.
Definitely as a Spidey fan too, when like the prison break was happening, and then each like as soon as I saw Electro and Vulture get out, I went, oh no, oh shit, here we go, oh no.
Yeah, and I can't comment on that really, but
well, this isn't the original version of the Sinister Six.
This isn't?
No. The original one had Kraven the Hunter and a Mysterio. And you don't even know about Kraven the Hunter. I don't even know if like Marvel's even going to acknowledge him. I hope they do. He's a good character.
I'm assuming that Miles Morales has to do with Green Goblin.
No.
Really?
Where'd you get that from?
Well, because it seemed like Norman was in a position where he's going to rise from here.
Oh yeah, well Norman Osborn, like I'm sure he's going to be Green Goblin in the full sequel. But interesting that they made a lot of interesting choices to like mix up the canon. Namely, the big one is making Harry Venom, pretty much.
Oh, in Miles Morales?
No, he's not Venom.
Oh, in this one.
It's going to be in the second game.
Oh.
They've just did the same foreshadowing thing in Miles Morales that they did in this game. Literally, this scene that we got in this game was just a POV shot from Harry. But it was the same scene, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just Norman being like, I want my son out now. It's like, okay, we get it. His Venom's coming. The reveal at the end of this game was like, what? Lol.
I'm
hyped for it, though.
I couldn't really tell. As he was sweating in his lab, and I saw like something in a tube, and I was like, okay.
It's Harry.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And like the whole game, he's like, oh yeah, his son went on a trip to Europe to study and shit.
Ooh, that's fucked up. Yeah, that just came together for me.
Well, he had like terminal illness, like some cancer.
Right.
So Norman's trying to save his life.
Yeah, by turning him into a Venom, I guess.
Somehow, like doing that. I think Well, also like they have all the spiders because they're trying to replicate, Spider-Man's powers. So I think he's thinking that he's going to add a regenerative ability that will get rid of the cancer. Not too sure, but we'll see in the actual sequel, and that'll be hopefully pretty poggers. It seems like they thought this out, like to have it on a slow burner like this, and to actually see Norman go through and be Green Goblin, that'd be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another version of Sinister Six had Sandman instead of someone else, but Aqua's always like the leader.
There's a photo mode I barely used at all. Well, I didn't use it. I never took a picture.
I use the photo mode a bunch.
I opened it, but then I never took pictures with it.
Photo mode is pretty sick. More like sicko mode.
I took another fisheye butt pic though.
Oh yeah, you like the dumb pics.
Yeah, I do.
From games. They're like, oh, this is cool. This is a cool screenshot.
Yeah, I'm like, how can I make this stupid?
Oh, then you'll really enjoy Miles Morales. Like I said, because you can move his face in the selfie part.
That's great.
Just turn on photo mode whenever he's out of costume, and like you can just go in a circle, and he's like fucking making all these. It's like playing with it in Gmod or something. It's hilarious.
Boy. Yay!
You can make him pog.
Oh God.
Let's see. Like, what else is there? We went over pretty much everything about the game.
There is a lot.
Went over a lot.
Like we could go over more, but I mean, I don't know how much I'll be able to add going for. I feel like I lost some steam in the last 10 minutes or so. Anyway,
I can hear that.
Yeah,
but we are like pretty much at a close.
I mean, unless you just wanted to talk about like the events.
Oh fuck, Screwball in the DLC. Don't play the DLC.
All right.
Just stay away from that. I mean, you can.
I usually
really
don't.
Want more of this game, but
I might play Miles Morales, but I probably won't play the DLC.
The DLC is really not good. Miles Morales is better than the DLC are. Actually, I would go as far to say.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you wanted, I kind of said at the beginning that like things kind of blew my mind as to how effective they were, and then we didn't really discuss what they were, but like I don't have a bunch of depth to go into. It's just like the way everything unraveled at the end with Doc Ock, with Aunt May, with mostly with Peter's reaction to all the tragic stuff that happens at the end was the strong suit. That's kind of what worked for me. That I mentioned at the beginning.
I just love how well they did Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Just overall.
Like, yeah, him walking away from Doc Ock, like, you still feel for Doc Ock because you saw him as this good dude, which is a great choice. Like, yeah, before. You don't really see him as...
Oh, yeah, speaking of Doc Ock, quickly, the puzzles.
Oh, in his lab?
Yeah.
I thought they were fine.
They suck.
I did them all.
They're fucking baby puzzles, bro. Are they hard?
No.
Does anybody have trouble with these? Like,
they're not hard, but I just, like, they take like 10 minutes, so I did them.
Man, I miss when games had hard puzzles.
I was fine with them, but yeah, they were just kind of there to take.
I'm just getting really like tired of these really fucking baby puzzles in games, and this one was like a real baby puzzle.
Sure,
that's all what's in Zelda. That's
fuck.
That was a little bit of that in Fallen Order.
I did just think of something that I could mention, and then I forgot. When we started talking about the puzzles, but. Yeah, shit, I don't know.
Well, shit. Now this soundtrack actually is so good. It's like a Spider-Man movie.
True.
This music sounds like Spider-Man.
True. Like I didn't think about the soundtrack much. You're more inclined to be into the soundtrack than I am, I think.
It's on Spotify. Give it a listen. It's some good shit.
People
saying it sounds like Spider-Man. God damn it, get a grip. Learn how to write.
The visuals are beautiful. There's no reason to touch too much on that.
Yeah.
Just across the board. So that's why I'm interested in seeing it remastered.
I love the art style in the ending credits.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I dig it.
And some nice outlines and colors and shit happening.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could conjure that thought back up, but I don't think I can.
Looks like it's gone forever. Well, I think that about does it then otherwise.
Yeah.
Given everything we discussed.
We went for quite a while. Maybe it's the second longest we've talked about something. Could be.
Maybe. I don't even know. The clock looping kind of threw me for a loop.
Oh, it's been an hour and
It's
30.
been like an hour.
Hour and 34 minutes.
Damn, that's about normal.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Donnie Darko took the cake. I don't know if something will beat that, but
I don't know, maybe.
but
I'll pick a bigger game.
yeah, that was like a 2-hour discussion for some reason. Yeah, okay. So you want me to throw a rating, I guess.
Yeah, or just
you already-
closing thoughts.
Or
and
you
all
already
that.
did.
Give me your rating and closing thoughts while I look for a recommendation.
Sure. Yeah, because you are recommending first today.
Oh, fuck off.
I just overall incredible game that I had some more minor issues with, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where I go from here. Will I replay this? Will I go back in and get that 100% just because it's so attainable and like I was already doing all that side shit just naturally? I don't know. I don't know how compelled I'll feel to play it after this or not. It's always interesting with the podcast when we talk about something. Sometimes I like keep it around and keep digging it, and other times I give it a great score and then it just drops out of my life. I don't know what this will do, but I almost just like said like fuck it, most of my problems are nitpicky or like made up for in spades in other areas. I almost said this could be just a 10, but I gave it a 9.
That's pretty much same thing here.
Yeah.
Except I think the flaws are bigger than nitpicks. Like I said, the biggest
Mhm.
one is that Miles doesn't have a reason to exist.
Sure. Except I enjoyed the dynamics that made up for it for me.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it, but like in
Mhm.
terms of a plot, like that part, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like it doesn't have, it doesn't exist without its issues, but yeah, there are so many issues that are not like they're not existent in this game that are in the DLC in Miles Morales.
Sure.
So it still lands on top of the whole Spider-Man media food chain.
Absolutely agree with that. So
I think we're right next to Spider-Verse actually.
So wait, a rating, did you say you give this a 9?
Yeah, this is a strong 9 out of 10.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a 10 for you. I
can't really look away from those things.
I thought you gave this and Dark Souls 10s.
I don't know if I can give Dark Souls like a 10.
That's crazy.
There's still some there's still not a whole lot of great stuff in that game, but
yeah, so
I still enjoyed it a shit ton. It's just there's some flaws about it that
right. So
I can't ignore.
So yeah, that's an interesting discussion of if you would give any game a 10 because your favorites aren't 10s.
No, I give Portal 2 a 10. It deserves
one. Did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Portal 2 is absolutely deserving of it. I just enjoy Dark Souls and Spider-Man more. But
Okay.
man, is Portal 2 an enjoyable experience. Like, fuck. Guys, go play that.
All right. Yeah. Our 10s are slightly determined differently. So that's that.
Yeah.
I guess a couple of 9s.
Your favorite things can be flawed. Yep.
Couple of 9s, and we gave my thing a 9.
A 9 and an 8. So
Cool, yeah.
Lot 9s across the board. Good shit. Maybe I should start recommending some more crap.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
I started God of War. Just make me finish it.
I could. So then this is just talking about all the games I
Dude,
played like 3 years ago.
If you're going to do that, do it when there's 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Because
No, you had 2 weeks for this one.
Yeah, I did, and I waited till there was 1 week. But I have a packed week coming up as it is, and you do too. I'm sure.
Yeah, you're not getting a jumbo week. Actually, my week is going to be lighting up a bit. I did just get through like a much heftier workload, but like next few days should be evening out a little bit.
Yeah.
So hopefully
we'll be recording.
I won't
soon.
be as late to the party in terms of recommendations.
Great. Yeah. Speaking of recommendations, let's get into those. You got one for me, and I got one for you. And I've given you some background on what mine will be, but I'll get into it in a second.
Okay,
after.
what? I just want to see if this is a good matchup or not. Like, what's the album that you're giving me? Is it like?
Hey.
No. I'm not asking for like literally what it is. I meant Like, is it like a classic? Like people know about it, or just one that you discovered?
It's an underground indie masterpiece.
Underground stuff.
Okay, well, not underground. Okay, it's very well known, but like
yeah.
it's a niche thing. It's a niche thing.
So like Elliot.
Like Elliot. Like the same amount of popularity, probably. To a degree. I don't fucking know. Don't quote me, guys. On Spotify monthly listeners, yeah. On top played song, they're around the same ballpark. Like, yeah. That's what I'm judging that off of.
I mean, I have a bunch
I wasn't
of shit.
alive at the time when this band and Elliot were like huge, so I don't know what it was like back then.
I mean, honestly, I have a bunch of shit I want to check out, and what I did just like already, like, you know, experience. I don't know how well of a conversation that's gonna go, honestly.
Okay.
At least given music and everything. So you're gonna get a curveball, and hopefully I'm gonna remember another rec. I have some jumbo ones lined up though.
Cool.
You're gonna get a movie. You're gonna get a classic.
Yeah.
And I'm taking another film studio virginity from you.
Oh, anime.
You're getting Spirited Away.
Spirited Away. Okay, I'm excited. I was wondering when you were gonna throw an anime at me.
You were wondering when?
Yeah, I was.
People think I'm a closet weeb, guys. I'm not that weeby. Like,
it started to seem really weird when I thought about it once, because usually I just wouldn't even consider that. But one time I was like, he's never given me something anime. Like, there's a whole world there to try and get me into that you haven't tried yet.
Well, because you've been really closed off to it since I've known you.
I haven't enjoyed anime in my experience, but I can't say like I've ever tried too hard.
Okay,
like,
this is
I decided that as a kid, right? So
this is hardly anime, really. This isn't like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, or anything. This is a film,
right?
It's an animated film, Japanese style animated film,
right? And I was
beautiful art style. Like, I'm gonna be full frontal about that.
I hope I love it.
Honestly, there's another thing. There's another movie that I scrolled past. It's like, oh, that's garbage. That'd be good to recommend. But I don't want to watch that again. And I probably need to rewatch Spirited Away. Which one would I rather watch back? This one. I'd rather watch this again.
This is probably a good matchup. And like, it's going to be cool because you're probably not extremely expecting me to like this, but you're hopeful I will. And I feel the same way.
Oh no, I'm mostly hopeful, I guess, but I'm not like banking any money in. I'm largely curious to see how you're gonna react to it. You're probably gonna like it.
I was gonna say I'm like probably in the same boat where I really hope that you'll dig what I'm wrecking, but like I don't know how much I'd say it's up your alley.
I think it's quite good, and I think you'll like it.
Cool. I also heard something about Fireflies. As an anime movie that's supposed to be really good. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Or Dragonflies? Firefly? I don't know. They talked about it on Sardonicast, and apparently it's like an anti-war movie or something.
Oh, Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I've been wanting to watch this. I forgot about it.
I was just going to say, I was sure that you'd seen it. That's why I brought it up.
I haven't, but I've been meaning to, actually. I'm going to add this to my list.
Cool. Now you're like, fuck, I could have wrecked that. But
fuck.
But
I'm just gonna watch that after Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is the one to do for now. If I enjoy it, maybe you could see where to go from there. But I'm sincerely hoping I do enjoy it.
Well, this one, Grave of the Fireflies, is probably more based in reality.
Right. Okay. And a recommendation for you. You're going to have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about because I don't believe you've heard this band name or album name in your life. But you do know the album cover. Guys, don't meme me for this and for finding me for finding this.
Yeah, I'll meme you. I'll meme him
you
for
can,
that.
You can. I can. You wouldn't know how because you're in the same boat as me. But I'm just like late to the party, and I'm probably gonna say a bunch of cringy newbie stuff when we're discussing this. But I don't give a fuck. We're talking about Neutral Milk Hotel in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. A little familiar album cover for you.
Neutral. I've actually think I've heard this heard the artist name before.
You've seen the album cover.
I've seen the I've seen the album cover.
Yep, a lot.
In an aeroplane over the sea.
It's you've seen it at when we watched that video where Fantana was.
No, I've seen this in everyone's album chart. So.
Favorite albums. Yep.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this because I'm curious. But like, I've actually heard the band name
Neutral Milk Hotel. Right. It's an interesting name. It's an interesting band. I'm gonna hit you with a probably really cringy thing to say right away. This album's like a David Lynch movie of albums.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah, that is pretty cringe. I'm glad you. Glad you at least recognize.
But
that.
I don't care. I'm new to this, and I'm gonna resonate with it how I do. So I hope you enjoy it. I wanted to preface because I told you off camera. I want you to look at lyrics. Very important to this album, and I want us to review it to a degree like we usually do, but I want our focus next week to be like more interpretive and more analysis type.
I'll include interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to steer the conversation that way, you can. But I'll just include it. I'm not gonna make it a focus though.
Right. There's like just so much abstract imagery used on this album. And I don't know.
How do you shoot the moon into the sun?
Yeah, like that. And as it stands, I know you're not into stuff that's like I already told you about a week ago. Usually this straightforward with like, oh, it's a C and then an F and then a B flat. Like it's like basic chords and stuff. But I think you might find other stuff to love on here, like you do with something like Weezer, for example.
How dare you say that I like Weezer?
You're right, I'm sorry.
Especially on a public platform. You take that back.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to discuss this one. This is good. These are two big things. I'm not expecting, but am hopeful you'll dig it. And you're kind of
I'm looking forward to it. So. And I'm looking forward to rewatching Spirited Away.
Awesome.
Lots to do. I'm going to be watching 2 movies, listening to 2 albums this next week.
This should be an important one, the next one. So I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm going to want to go in depth on my rec, so I hope you've got something for me.
All right. I think I'm pretty gassed out here, too. So let's blow out this candle. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tune in next week where we're talking about those things we literally just said.
Yay.
And now you have my rambly but pretty detailed thoughts on Spider-Man PS4.
Now you know he likes Weezer.
Long awaited.
All right.
Fuck off.
Let's blow out this candle.
See you next week, guys. Flip!